Well, EA, it's a wet one out there tonight.
Oh, whoa. Hey.
Talking about the weather. Referring to the weather when I say that.
Well, it's kind of a dry wet.
Huh?
Well,
It's
it's
a what
snow and
wet?
ice. It's snow and ice. It's not really wet.
It's a what? Kind of wet is it?
You know, I'm used to the dry kind of.
Tell you what, boy, you mess with something dry, you better get out of there.
That's true. You don't want to get chased. Yeah, it's cold. It is cold outside.
Man, I tell you what, I didn't know it was gonna snow that much.
Really, I knew. I felt like it was gonna snow all day, like we had. But guess what? It wasn't gonna be anywhere near last year and that winter apocalypse that people thought. And these damn people go to the grocery stores. On Wednesday, I went to the store and there was nothing. I'm talking about you couldn't get meat, you couldn't get cheese, you couldn't get bread. Like literally, you couldn't make a sandwich. You literally couldn't make a damn sandwich, Walt.
Yeah, well,
crazy.
You got to be like me. I have somebody special who orders groceries during the week, so we don't have that problem over here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Bougie. I'm sorry. Okay. You got that famous, I got people picking up my groceries. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
I'm the guy who picks up for my household, okay? So I have to go out there. And man, these people were crazy. And another thing, what happened to decency in people? Because we can't even stay in line. We can't even stand in line as normal people. We got to cut in line, and then people got to get mad at each other. There were like 3 fights while I was trying to go check my groceries out. That's ridiculous. Yep. That's not the America I want to live in, Walt.
It's the America you live in, pal.
I know. Well, oh well. Well, as we warm up, as you can tell, we are not in studio, Walt.
No, we're not in the studio.
No, because it is too damn cold, and it's probably very dangerous to go drive all the way to our undisclosed location in Dallas. So we decided, hey, we'll stay warm, but we couldn't even cancel the show today because we have an incredible guest tonight who is probably going to be. I don't know. We had Dak's dad last week. Will this guest top it?
Yeah, she's a celebrity in her own right. Like,
yes, she is.
I have not seen so much love and support for her guests on this show like I have Momma D tonight.
Momma D, as you guys know who that is, Ezekiel Elliott's mother. She's the queen of Twitter, because if you try to go after her or her son on Twitter, my goodness, her responses are killer. I've never seen somebody like that.
The people will come after you.
Oh yeah, she got the Momma D army. They will come after you. They're like the beehive for Beyonce.
Yeah, I want it with the beehive. I want it with the beehive, with the bayhive, whatever.
Yeah, the bayhive. You don't want to mess with Momma D's hive though. They will come after you. But I'm excited for this. We got 2 big parents in a row, back to back on bFb.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if you're gonna shoot your mouth off to Momma D.
What do you mean?
I want to see if you're gonna shoot your mouth off.
What do you mean shoot my mouth off? What do you think I'm going to say?
Yeah, I wonder. What are you going to say? You going to shoot your mouth off today?
I'm going to talk to her about her son and ask her about his season. And there's some struggles there with his injuries and going forward. What's the future like for Mr. Ezekiel Elliott? That's all we're going to talk about. And then talk about how it is to be the mother of a professional athlete. That's it.
Really now?
That's all I'm talking about. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about whatever it is you're talking about.
Okay, then. So I guess we know what we're talking about.
Oh, man.
What else do we got on the show before we get to Momma D, of course?
Of course, we got to talk to Mavs.
Hey, they suck.
Not really.
They kind of suck.
Not really. You don't watch basketball, so
no, I watch, and I understand that they have injuries and blah blah blah.
They don't have any. No.
Oh wait.
No injury. No injury. There's no injury that cost them that game last night. They sucked last night. You're right.
Okay, they sucked last night, but there is one injury. Wonder who it is. The guy, tall guy on the team. Somebody told me, give him a chance this season. He's not going to do it again. And oh my God, guess what? Right knee soreness. for Mr. Kristaps Porzingis. Oh, what a surprise!
I mean,
what a surprise!
Your guy's been fatting out of shape all season, so
He
I
got
don't know
back
what you're
in
talking
shape
about.
though. He's back in shape though. He at least gets back into shape.
Oh, really? He's missed more games than Porzingis this year. So what's the point?
No, he's not. Porzingis has been 19 games this year. 19.
How many games? Luka missed
just
2
like
weeks
a week.
He missed 2 weeks with COVID.
Yeah, it took COVID. I'm not going to blame anybody for COVID. Okay, you take away. No, how am I supposed to blame? That's the protocols and all that. Okay, that's the NBA's thing. Okay, but you take away KP's COVID absence and then add in the rest of it. He's missed a shit ton of time again for knee and my leg and who knows what it is. But it's the same old story with KP. He can't get right. And I thought you said Jason Kidd. What are you doing? Jason Kidd was going to come in here and all of a sudden magically solve the KP puzzle.
KP has been balling all season.
When he's on the court, which is very rare.
Okay, if he's been balling all season, that means he's been on the court. So what are you talking about?
Listen, he's barely on the court. And again, who knows how? And now we know everybody. He's about to miss his next game. And already there's panic set in because they haven't even given us any kind of indication of whether or not he's going to be back anytime soon. That's pretty concerning, don't you think, Walt, as we head to the All-Star break?
No. I mean, honestly, for me, he can miss the whole All-Star break, if me, honestly. I mean, up until after the All-Star break, because, I mean, what who they're playing? They're playing, I don't think we really, after the All-Star break is when we really need him because they're going on a serious Western Conference run with Golden State and the Lakers here after the All-Star break.
It looks like the Lakers are surging back up with LeBron. You got LeBron leading the way, huh?
Well, he's been out. He's been injured. He's been out. So.
Oh, right.
So, little knee swellness. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing big.
By the way, congratulations as we talk Mavericks to Luka Doncic. He has been named to his third straight All-Star game. As a reserve, though, this time not as a starter. We got
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know. I thought it was Rick Renner, but it's not Rick Renner. It was what's this guy? Is it Mike Sibley or whatever on Fox Sports last night? Was giving me a headache last night because this guy here. I mean, this guy here. I mean, he was all Luka Doncic should be. Luka Doncic should be in the All-Star game. He should be a starter. And I'm like, no, he shouldn't. He shouldn't even start over Devin Booker. Devin Booker should have been the starter, and he wasn't. Luka has not played better than Devin Booker.
No,
and this dude's like, well, he should be in there over Andrew Wiggins and Chris Paul should have been started over Steph Curry. And I was like, what? Even Devin Harris looking at him like, what the are you talking about?
All right, so here's my thing on All-Star voting. First of all, I think it doesn't matter. I get the starter conversation because, honestly, that's just a popularity contest. That's all it is. That's just for the stars of the league. And if you want to be honest, Luka is one of the stars of the league. So if you want to look at it that way, he should be a starter. But, again, the fans voted, and obviously it doesn't matter. He's not a starter. But he is an All-Star reserve for sure. He has played well enough to be a reserve. And there's no doubt about that. Now, it sucks that he's not a starter. I thought we had like a nice little run there where we finally had a Maverick that's a starter for 2 years in a row. That was kind of cool, but hey, it's okay. We move on. But to be honest, you might want Luka not to play in the All-Star game. You want to get him some rest because after the All-Star break, like you mentioned, there's a huge little bit of run for the Mavericks to get right. So if they really want to keep that 4-5 matchup, which is kind of slipping at the moment, if they really want to keep in that area, they better do a really good job of coming out of the All-Star break with a bit of a run. Because if they don't, then they're going to probably fall out.
It's money.
Money out the anus. Yes, our good friend from YouTube. Hello, Money. I'm just going to call you Anus.
Okay. All right. That's weird.
You call him Money. I call him Anus.
Yeah. And if anybody tuning in right now, if you haven't done so already, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, bFbdfw. Where, of course, you said we're not in the studio tonight, but because of the weather, we're at our destined home locations right
Undisclosed.
Well, I thought you might want to get the ladies at your location.
They know if they know. They got the message.
They got the message. Okay. All right.
Now, I know people are wondering where is Vosh. Now, we don't know, honestly. He was in the text message, but now he's gone MIA. My theory is he got lost in the snow. Now, take that however you want to.
He says, just call me Moda. Just call me Moda. Okay.
Moda. Okay, Moda.
Can't Luka just decline and go to the All-Star game? Yeah, but he wouldn't do that.
No one would. I think isn't there like contract incentives too? Like if you go.
Oh yeah. You get some goo out for that.
Yeah. So I don't know why would anybody like you get money to go sit on the bench and talk with players. That's it. Like nobody, and it's not real basketball. It's half-assing around. It's just like you're at the park just throwing it up. Nobody's really playing basketball there. Maybe not until the fourth quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, EA, the what's the name? They're really sticking it to me.
Who's
the
that?
NBA is.
What do
the
they do?
The NBA is with these rules about going to Cleveland for the All-Star game.
Oh, you can't go now?
I can, but I have to jump through so many hoops, man. First they want you to get a booster shot, right? Which is understandable.
Yeah.
But then when you get to Cleveland, you have to take a COVID test 48 hours before the events start.
What's wrong with that?
Right. So when I get there, I have to rush and go get let's say I was flying in on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
When I get there, I have to go take basically I have to go like 2 days in advance just to be able to participate in like Saturday night's events. Right. I have to leave on on Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday just to test it within 48 hours.
And it sucks because you would have to take that's a lot of time and money to get out of it, especially if you live far away. The reason why I think this is why it's more for the full-time journalists, media people, because they get paid to go anyway. That's their job, so they get paid for it. For us, working Joes that need a
right, and they offering hotels for like $240 a night.
$240 a night? They gonna give it to you for free?
No, I'm talking about like the NBA is like you can get a hotel through the NBA to stay there. Just pay $240 a night. So like let's say you go on Saturday, it's number $240, and then you leave on Sunday or Monday or whatever.
Well, no, and I was going to say, why don't you just go? I think you should go anyway. Your daughter lives in Cleveland, right?
I know.
Yeah, so you could just go see her if you can't go. You still get time to see your daughter.
Yeah, but to go only one day, that ain't doing me no good.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna want to go to the All-Star game, and I can't get her in the game and stuff.
Just give her your credential and let her go.
Yeah, no, that ain't gonna work. She's not going for that.
Listen, don't worry. I'm predicting by next year. It's already because you already saw what baseball's doing. Whenever baseball does come back, they already said to their players, they don't even have vaccination statuses for them. So pretty soon, I think by next year, we'll be back to normal with these sports teams. It's already
I think everything go back to normal because you see people just like, oh, you got COVID, all right, man, whatever, man. Now like it's a week. It's just I think by the end of the year nobody's gonna even care anymore.
No,
people are really starting to care anymore.
Right, and then we got to the point where the virus, at least the strain that currently is going around, is the least harmful of the ones that we've faced, and it's just all it is so far it's been a very bad cold. Now I'm not saying it's not dangerous. There are people that do die from it, and there are people get really sick. We still got to keep in mind that, but regardless, for the vast majority of the population, it seems to be less and less dangerous. So yeah, we're gonna go back to normal, which is good for sports. I can't wait for sports to get somewhat relative. I don't want to hear COVID-19 less ever again. It really pissed me off during the Cowboys season, hearing that every week. So good thing that Amari Cooper might like it next week. Whatever team he plays for.
It might not be a Cowboy. We never know. Okay, so we got a question here real quick.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at realistically at the trade deadline for our Mavs? Nothing.
Not yet. Nothing. Now, I will say this. There might be a small thing with Dragic, but he's most likely going to get bought out. And I don't know if it's going to be by the trade deadline or not. We'll have to see what
if he gets traded and bought out, then okay. But the thing with him is that we're not trading for him.
No. You're going to have to wait to buy, but they have to wait for him to get bought out. Then he would come here. But other than that, why would you give up great assets that you have for a guy like, Dragic, who's like old? You at least want to get a draft pick back. You at least want to get some kind of assets back.
Yeah, and
Now,
and another thing is that listen, I've come around on this whole Jalen Brunson deal. Okay, so I understand why the Mavericks don't want to necessarily trade him. Oops, hold on. They don't necessarily want to trade him because unless you're getting back a ball handler for him, there's kind of no point in trading him because that's gonna set things back. And I would rather keep him and pay him than to let him walk and try to trade Tim Hardaway in the offseason. That's what I'd rather do.
How about this? Do you like the idea that's coming around with the Knicks where you potentially could send, I think it was potentially sending Dorian and Jalen, but then you get your first round pick back that you lost in the KP deal?
Because the Mavs aren't trying. Because the Mavs have already the Mavs don't want to go through the draft at this point. So it doesn't.
I thought you told me that Nico was all about the draft.
And they do, but they're not gonna be high enough to get in the up in the at least in the top 10.
Is the Knicks? Wait, let me ask you a question. If they were to get that pick back, would it just turn out to be their original pick? It's not.
Yeah, it'd be their original pick.
Okay, so it wouldn't be like the Knicks pick.
No, it depends if the Knicks say we'll trade you our pick, then yeah. But even the Knicks aren't going to be in a bad spot to get a good trade out of it.
Now I will say this: I'm not saying no to any kind of trade, like definitely no, because you never know what the trade deadline. There's always talks that happen. Now, if you could get Dorian Finney-Smith traded for somebody, I would. I don't know what you could, but Collins, from Atlanta would be nice if somehow
they're not giving. You have to hope that Collins is over there causing the ruckus.
Which I'm kind of. Can we send somebody down to Atlanta and hopefully he can convince him to cause a ruckus? Because I really like him on the team.
I mean, he's on TV right now playing, so
we'll go contact and go find out their media people and. You got connections. I don't know, man. Yeah, if you're a Mavericks fan, just kind of sit pat with the trade deadline. Nico, you know what's weird about Nico is that we don't really hear much from Nico like we did with Donnie.
With Donnie, you never really heard much from Donnie either, though.
Yeah, but Donnie, at least during trade deadline areas, anytime there was a trade upcoming, any kind of front office around those deadlines, we would hear Donnie. We would.
Oh, you mean like on the radio and stuff?
Right, radio, or even those, the gaggles outside of the practice. He'd come down and stuff, and he would talk to the media. Have you heard any? I think I've heard Nico once this season.
Well, I've talked to Nico at the AAC a couple times. So
right, but he didn't give you much, did he? He didn't give you actually any definite answers. And I'm talking about to the whole media, the whole general. As Donnie used to do that, Nico hasn't done that. So I kind of don't know what Nico's philosophy is as a general manager. How does he look at it?
I know he's big on college, so that's one thing.
Well, that's good. I hope he is, because we need to get somebody to get back into looking at the draft and figuring out how to bring in these young talented players. And we know there is a difference, though, Walt, that with Nico, we are going to see less of a European investment, because Donnie and everybody, that Donnie regime went full on in Europe. So we will seem to have that cut down just a bit. Right. I will, but this is going to be interesting what the new Mavericks regime does. And does Mark Cuban like that? Does he like going to college and picking up these young players?
I mean, it all depends. If they feel like he can help the team right now, really you need Josh Green to turn into. You know what? I was watching Fred VanVleet got put on the All-Star team today, and I said that's who the Mavs need Jalen Brunson to be right now. They need him to turn to Fred VanVleet, and they need Josh Green to turn into something. And personally, I keep telling everybody that Josh Green, honestly, in my opinion, he needs to start on the Mavs team. He needs to start for his defense, and he's a really good passer. Really good passer. And that kind of opens the floor up some more.
So, you told me that this season to you didn't matter. You said that this was right. You remember that's what you said at the beginning of the season. This is kids' first season, Nico's first season. They need to evaluate everything, right?
Right.
Do you think, though, that they have a shot now. The way they've been playing, going into the playoffs, they're at 4-5 right now. They could most likely face Utah, Memphis, one of those teams. Going forward, do you think they have a legitimate shot of at least getting out of the first round? And if not, what's the best outcome of this season then?
The best outcome for me is that they missed the playoffs, and Cuban looks at it, it's like, oh man, I got to do something. I got to shake this roster up. I got to do something immediately.
See, but that's unrealistic.
That's the best outcome.
That's unrealistic because this team is too good to miss the playoffs. They'll most likely at least get into the play-in.
No, they're gonna make the playoffs, but okay, it's good. It's really good for them to get put out in the first round again, because then Cuban will really say, oh man, that's 3 years in a row I've been in the first round and couldn't get out. All right, yeah, I got to shake the team.
Yeah, exactly. And you have guess what? You thought, okay, well, we changed the head coach, and that didn't change anything. Hopefully, that will be like, okay, maybe Cuban says, okay, maybe it's a front office thing. Maybe it's drafting players. Maybe it's how we acquire players that needs to change. I do think, though, if we do miss the playoffs or if they get put out of the first round, I think single-handedly they look to get rid of KP's contract somehow. And they'll be aggressive in trying to get him out at any cost, even if it's detrimental to themselves. Because I don't think KP so far, I mean, he does ball, and I think he's done enough to resurrect his market. But I don't think he's going to be – I just don't see it being a fit anymore with Mavericks anymore. It's just not working out. Him and Luka –
Who's that?
KP. I just don't see it anymore with – he doesn't work well with this team.
I'm going to tell you something. And we had Mike Bastick on last night on the post-game show, and I talked about this when we did our spaces with Brian Little the other night real quick. And I said – The thing that Cuban needs to understand, not even just understand, if you go back over the history of the NBA, and I said I really hate to go here and make it racial, but black guys are the ones who essentially win championships in the NBA. It's only been 2 white guys since the league has become diverse that have won the championship superstars. That's Dirk and Larry Bird. I'm gonna say Larry Brown. Now when Dirk's championship, Dirk had a team full of black players around him when he won the championship. And essentially, I mean, might have to go back to it, man. Like, I mean, these guys, the players that they have there, they're not bad players. That's not a knock at Luka at all. I'm not saying, Luka can't win anything. I'm just saying when they won the championship with Dirk, yes, they had a white guy, but they had a team full of black, gritty, tough players out there on the floor.
So are you trying to say white players can't be tough and gritty?
I can't hear you breaking up.
I said
not saying at all. I'm saying if you look at it, I heard you. Know, I'm saying if you just look at it, if you go back over the history of the NBA, it's always a black superstar that wins the championship. And that's it. That's not a knock on Luka. I'm just saying that when that happens, even when the Mavericks won the championship with Dirk, if you go back and look at his roster, he won with the roster full of black guys.
But that's just more because the NBA is predominantly black, though.
Like, it is, but okay, there has not been a team of 2 Caucasian. Oh, I guess you can say Bird and them back in the day was, but since Bird and them back in the day, there's not been a team or a Caucasian duo that's won a championship like that.
Well, I would say this: your counter to that. The only reason, again, is statistically, is because you have majority black players, and when you have majority black players coming playing from America, that was the reason why. Is that's who came to play in the NBA. That's just a history thing. But if you widen out the league, now you have more international players coming in and dominating and all that. They come in and they are just as dominant. White players who come in here from Europe are just as good as the black players.
But they're not winning championships.
That's not true. Pau Gasol was a top international player, won 2 championships.
But the team wasn't built around Pau Gasol. The team was built around Kobe Bryant.
I understand that, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying a duo of Kristaps Porzingis and Luka might not win. Like you're saying, it doesn't work. It might not.
But I'm not saying it because they're white. I'm saying this because I don't think Kristaps Porzingis fits in with Luka Doncic. The reason I'm saying that is because those two, either the chemistry is off or what, I don't know what's going on, but they haven't been able, and injuries are a huge part of it. they haven't been able to get on the floor together. So I'm saying it's just not worth it anymore to continue trying to push that narrative if it's not going to get you anything, especially this year. We were told that Jason Kidd was going to bring out the best in KP.
He has, but he can't. He can't do anything about KP's injuries.
No, that's what I'm saying though. The injuries are again a problem that's coming back to haunt us with KP, and so that's one reason why I think that maybe the Mavericks should just bite the bullet and do whatever it costs to get KP out here, and then maybe we can look for other options to be the number 2 behind Luka Doncic.
Well, Mark Cuban thinks he's a what's the name, a superstar, so it ain't happening.
Who, KP?
Yeah, he thinks KP. He said that KP is a superstar. He said this is why we didn't trade KP, because he's a superstar. You don't trade superstars.
You don't think Mark Cuban's just saying that just to?
I'm letting you know that's what he said. I'm letting you know.
Well, I hope going forward. Now, I want people to understand this. I don't want people to go into the fact that you need a black superstar or a white superstar.
That's not what I'm saying.
I know. I'm saying our viewers. I hope they understand.
A team full, or your 2 superstar players. I mean, you're gonna have to find, like, when you're gonna have to pair Luka up with somebody. You're gonna have to pair. When I say this, you're gonna have to pair Luka with an athlete. Luka needs an athlete.
That's
what Luka needs. Luka needs an athlete. You need an athlete on the team.
He needs a dominant wing that just can, not only is a great shooter, but that we need somebody that can drive to the basket. There's a heart, that can. You know what?
You pair him up with Giannis. You pair him up with Giannis. Championship.
I'm telling you, that's going to happen one day. He belongs here.
I'm saying you pair him up with Giannis, championship right out the gate. Right out of the gate.
Well, all right. I'm still kind of negative on the Mavericks right now, and I'm still Jason Kidd. I'm still on the fence. We'll see what happens, but I'll let you know at the end of the season if Jason Kidd was a success.
Somebody sent a message saying Powell's going in the rafters. Watch this generation's Brad Davis.
Poor Powell.
Man. All right, let's take a break real quick. When we come back, we're gonna have we're on standby for Momma D.
Yes, sir.
D. We're on standby for Momma D, but let's take a break real quick. I want to show this video real quick. We come back. We should have Momma D up next, right here on bFb.
Perhaps it was fate that a kid who played his high school ball not far from Dorset Road would grow up to be a Dallas Cowboy.
Handoff, Elliott, there he goes. Elliott coming right, still churning across the 15. Up the middle, he's gone! Zeke's gone! Goodbye, Zeke!
But how did this Cowboys fan favorite with his own hashtag get to be one of the most prolific rookie running backs in NFL history?
We'd be in the store or whatever, and then we would race to the car.
For one, he had 2 incredibly athletic parents, including a track star for a mom.
I never let him win.
Was there ever a point where he finally caught you?
Yeah, I think it was like maybe 7th grade. Okay. Well, I was like, okay, he's getting kind of fast now.
Don and Stacy Elliott lived in a small 3-bedroom home in Alton, Illinois, 45 minutes north of St. Louis, across the Mississippi River. But they made sure their kids went to a great school.
It's not an easy drive.
The exclusive John Burroughs School in suburban St. Louis.
The parents were so devoted to the educational process and the athletics, he was never late to practice.
The Elliots didn't live in a fancy home, drive nice new cars, or take big vacations.
Our vacation was usually the Junior Olympics, wherever the Junior Olympics was.
Zeke, high school senior Layla, and 11-year-old Aaliyah are all outstanding athletes, but their parents sacrificed for their schooling.
It meant a lot to us, and it made us value education more and family a bit more.
Burroughs is a small school, 600 total kids from 7th grade to 12th. But Zeke stood out amongst the crowd.
He was larger than life. He had, and this was in the early days of Twitter, he had like 100,000 Twitter followers.
And it all stemmed from football.
His senior year, he scored 50 touchdowns, which I'd frankly never heard of before.
But it wasn't just on the football field that Zeke dominated. He was a 3-sport star, playing basketball and running track. And in addition to being a strong student, he was also a first-rate class clown.
He showed up to my first period class with no shirt on. And I said, Zeke, you have to wear a shirt. It's a class. This is like 7-Eleven, man. No shirt, no shoes, no service. You got to go get on a shirt. Well, he was beside himself. He thought, first of all, he thought I was crazy for demanding he wear a shirt. And second of all, he thought everybody would want to see that, and maybe they did.
Elliott spent 3 years on varsity, 3 years of massive numbers, a stockpile of wins, but also huge disappointment. 3 straight trips to the state title game, 3 straight losses.
They handed the second place trophy to Zeke, and he took it and he started crying. And he went and found a freshman.
Chris Booker, the best freshman on the team, and at that time, the future of the Burroughs program.
Zeke grabbed him by the jersey and said, you have to promise me that you're going to finish this and win it. So Chris Booker promised Zeke, and that stayed with us. And interestingly enough, Chris's senior year, we won it. He came over to me, he said, Coach, I won that for Zeke. And it's amazing to me that he continues to have a lasting effect on our football program, even being gone somewhere else.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Since then,
with the 4th pick in the 2016 NFL Draft,
things have worked out pretty well.
Ezekiel Elliott.
There was just instant tears, like everyone, because like when he got the call, we knew who it was.
The Cowboys, with their exceptional offensive line, picked Zeke.
They give the ball to Elliott.
And you know the rest.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
After the draft, Zeke had to do something.
He told his dad, he's like, go get my mom a house.
And he also told his mom, you don't have to work anymore.
I was very ecstatic. I was like, yes.
I knew he was going to do something like that for my parents because that's just the type of guy he is.
Zeke the sideline.
So now what for Zeke? After 13-3, 1,600 yards, 16 combined touchdowns.
How does he build on this incredible start?
He needs to run for 2,000 yards next season.
Well, all right. There's your prediction.
EA, I have some breaking news right here.
What's
up? Listen, sometimes you just never know how things are going to happen around here. But you asked about this guy earlier, and we've got him.
I thought he was lost in the snow. I thought he got lost in the snow.
No, he's not lost in the snow. He's actually right here with us. We have him because joining us right now, EA, is at Tomas 10 on Twitter. There he is.
What is it, Tomas?
How we doing, guys?
Whoa. Were you lost in the snow?
I did get kind of buried a little bit. Actually, I've been working here at Casa de Hatcher all day.
Oh, you work from home today?
I work from home. I don't like it. It's not really fun.
It's not fun.
No, it's not. I'd rather be at the office, man.
He you know what? Vosh is that guy that needs like the energy from other people. He likes that. He likes the energy from everyone. I'm the same way.
So I mean, I think like today should be, pretty much scratched from the record books because I mean, look at me. I look a mess. Like I've been pretty much sipping, the devil's beverages all day. I got this guy going. He's almost gone.
Oh no.
So
are you warm? You're warm though, right?
Very much so. I am.
You didn't have any snow fun? Did you go out in the snow and play? Did you go play in the snow?
To hell with that. I hate the snow, bro. Like I can't stand it, man. Like ask the wife. Like, I mean, bro, this is horrible to me. Can't stand it.
It's I don't even know what I walked into this morning. But guys, you need to compose yourself. Vosh, I don't know if you see it. I just buttoned my top button right here real quick. Because I want to make sure I look very prim and proper for this this next guest right here. I'm a little nervous. I've never interviewed somebody's mother before, so this is different. Now, apparently, you got some explaining to do for last week because apparently you were running around the AAC while I was upstairs up in Dub City living it up where the players play at, and you were downstairs kicking it with Momma D. Didn't even say. Is that where you got that old hamburger helper looking stuff that you had last week?
Okay,
that hamburger helper.
So that food was amazing. And I had to bring it downstairs because I was kind of busy, just like working the whole arena, and then spread my jelly around the AAC, so I couldn't put the plate down.
Well, you've already met her, so this is gonna be me and EA's first time here. But I want to introduce this very, very lovely guest that we have. She is the mother of Ezekiel Elliott. I see that smile on your face, Tovash. We want to welcome her. We want to welcome her into the show right now. And the reason why is because everybody's been saying she has the most beautiful smile in the world. Whenever they see her. So here she is. Momma D, how are you doing today?
I'm well. I'm like, my Bluetooth is not working. I'm trying to connect my AirPods, but
we hear you. Listen,
we can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Awesome. There we go. Well, hello,
look at
Momma
D. Look at this guy here.
There you go.
Hey, Ridwan.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Well, great to have you on. And we so we're big fans of yours, and of course your son. And the encounter at the AAC last week was pretty cool. I did appreciate, you saying hi to me and doing all that other stuff. So yeah, that was pretty fun. How's the snow?
It's awful. I don't mind it because I'm not out in it, but I do have to do some things tomorrow. The snow has stopped, so they're getting the roads together, everything, and I do have some things I need to do tomorrow. So I hired some people to snowblow my driveway, and they did a horrible job. So I've been going off about that, and I got all my money back.
Well, there we go.
Tell about who'd you hire to sweep your driveway. I know you had somebody that hired to do yours too.
Yeah, I did. I hired @Tobosh10 on Twitter to come do it because that guy does a great job in his own yard. So what I did was, I'll probably say in June, I went and got some salt from like the Home Depot or whatever, because you always got to shop outside the season. So whenever you want to like a pretty coat or a jacket or whatever, go buy it in May. Go buy it in July, because the sales are there. People are not really thinking about it. So in June, I went and got some some stuff for the house, man. And I got some firewood. I pretty much got myself prepared in June for today. And I think maybe here in DFW, we may encounter maybe 3 or 4 days like this in the wintertime. So
what are you, Mr. Plow from The Simpsons?
Say it again.
Are you Mr. Plow from The Simpsons?
Oh, Snowplow guys, the Plow King.
See, I should have tried to find somebody on Twitter. I just don't want everybody to know where I live.
That's true.
But, I did get my money back. I'm not happy with that. I don't know. I need to find somebody that knows how to. I mean, we don't get it often. Like last year, I only had to have my driveway done twice. So I don't know if we'll get any more this year or not. But
probably.
Momma D, you kind of sound hard to please.
What?
You kind of sound very hard to please.
Man, if you've seen, I'm gonna send the video of my driveway. I really am, because it's like they did. I got a 2-car garage, so they did like one side and then half of the other. So like, it's a person. If my daughter's car is on the other side, if she had to leave and go somewhere tomorrow, she's gonna be going through snow. Half of her car is, unless she goes down to the other side. It's ridiculous. It really is. So I might just buy a snowblower and do it myself.
You should blast them on Twitter. We should blast them on Twitter. Let us know who they are, because we know you have a great following. That we know. We said in the intro, there's the Bay Hive, but they got the Momma D Hive. You don't want to Momma D.
Beehive.
I don't even want to do that to people, because I don't want someone. I mean, if that's their income, if that's how they make money, I still want them to be able. But you can't do mine anymore. I don't want to ruin somebody's. If that's somebody's livelihood or whatever, I'll let somebody else get them, because if they did that to mine, that's probably
do it to somebody else.
They do with everybody else. That's one thing about when Ezekiel lived at home. he was a snow shoveling fool. He cut the grass. He got the leaves up. He liked that leaf sucker. He'd suck all the leaves up out of the yard. But yeah, if he were here, he would have shoveled it for me.
I'm pretty sure he's really, really good at shoveling snow. He's been doing it down here in DFW for the last 6 years. But
he probably isn't doing his driveway. His driveway is way longer than mine.
Now, Momma D, before you came on, we showed a video package of you and Mike Leslie, right when Zeke got drafted. So now you've become quite a celebrity in your own right. Now, how jealous are your kids of your celebrity status?
Nobody thinks I'm a celebrity.
They don't. Well, listen. My Twitter been blowing up ever since we said you were coming on.
Yes.
Oh.
It has been.
It's been nonstop.
See, we thought when we had Dak's dad on last week, we go, okay, well, that's the top. But then Walt comes out and says, we got Momma D on this week. I was like, oh,
bling, 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 bling.
Man, Nat's a good dude. I like Nat.
Yeah, we fed him. I wish we could have had your studio. We had a Barry Best come down there and cater some barbecue out there for him and everything. He had a good time.
He can cook.
Yeah, listen, I went over there for his when he proposed to his fiance. I was over there, and this man, listen, let me tell you, this man had some it was seafood dressing. I ain't never had that before in my life. Changed my life. It's dressing with crawfish in it.
I know Ezekiel's agent makes it. Ezekiel's agent's from Louisiana as well. He's from New Orleans, and Rocky makes that crawfish dressing. We gotta
try this crawfish dressing.
It's good.
Wait. All right, wait. So, by the way, we have Momma E right here on Dallas on air. I'm from New Orleans too. Okay, I was born there about
you were only there for a sneak.
Maybe 41 years ago, but I got hit. I got pretty much to Texas as fast as I could. Explain this crawfish dressing. What's
it's the
what's up with
best.
that?
It's the best.
It's good. It's like dressing, but there's like crawfish in it. Rocky actually puts like clams as well as shrimp
spicy
in it. Yes,
and it's spicy.
It has a kick. Yes, no, it's very good.
I'm down. As long as
I'm not really good at shellfish, but it is.
Well, see then, yeah, that's all that's in it. So
yeah,
I'm about to be sick right now thinking about it.
How are you repping New Orleans if you can't have seafood or shellfish, man?
First of all, don't call it New Orleans, sir.
Whatever.
We know
New Orleans, whatever, the same thing.
Well, with me, okay, so just me. My whole family loves crawfish, shrimp, scallop, whatever. If it moved in the water, they will eat it. Okay. But I don't because of the texture. I love catfish. I love crawfish flavoring. But other than that, like me and shrimp don't get along. Lobster tails maybe, but as far as like crawfish and shrimp, it's almost kind of the same. I really can't get with it. Sorry.
Oh, well, I have a question for Momma D. So you guys are originally from St. Louis. So what's the best barbecue? Is it up there in St. Louis? Is it Kansas City barbecue? Is it Dallas? Is it Texas barbecue? What's the best?
So I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere else. I was born and raised in Iowa. Stacy is actually from Hackensack, New Jersey. So neither one of us are from Missouri. We both just went to Mizzou and ended up in St. Louis because we had jobs here after college. Right. So, but like I said, I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere else in my life. I don't know. I've had pretty good barbecue in St. Louis. I've had great barbecue in Kansas City as well.
That's true. What about Texas barbecue? Is Texas barbecue
is good too. I can't really say one is better than the other.
Okay. See, she's being smart there.
Now, Momma D, of course, a lot of us are upset with the way Cowboy season ended. I know I'm very frustrated with the way Cowboy season ended. Just don't understand what happens when you have a coordinator trying to plan jobs instead of playing it for the game. But that's neither here nor there. Didn't want to bring that up. But listen.
Why the face?
Sorry. Didn't want to bring that up. But Momma D, what are your thoughts on this past Cowboy season? What do you think?
Man, so Ooh, how do I say this? I don't want to say that I'm getting used to it.
Oh,
but,
no.
Well, we're used to it, so you can say it.
But prior to this team, Ezekiel probably, he's been playing football since 2002, since he was 7 years old. He probably, between 7 years old up through Ohio State, maybe lost 5, 6, 7 games in his entire football career.
Ooh.
Wow.
Seriously, I'm not lying.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, we have Kyler Murray from here in Allen. He didn't lose a game his whole high school career. He didn't lose till he got to
Arizona.
OU. Oh yeah, OU. That was the first game.
OU,
so I can understand where you're coming from on that.
But it's just he just finished season 6. He's getting ready to go into his 7th season. I don't want to say I'm used to, but it's just like I don't know what to expect. I mean, they are great. I mean, they've got the weapons there. Defense was keeping us in games.
Balling.
Okay? Defense won some games. Defense won games this year. But I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Bosh.
I'm gonna hold on for a minute. My 16-year-old, and I told her that I was doing this. What's going on? Okay, well, I'm on a podcast. Don't come here saying something crazy.
This is live looking at Mama being Mama.
Yeah, good mothering. We see all her babies on Twitter. We see her doing her mothering job. On Twitter.
I'm telling you, if you come on here, you do not want people to see you like that.
Let's see the young baby. Let's see.
Yeah, go ahead.
Show us the young baby. Tell the young baby, come on here. Let's see it. We love her too.
Her hair.
Hey, girl, what you doing?
And she's wearing a robe.
What y'all over there doing? Mama, did you cook tonight?
I did.
What you cook tonight? Wait a minute.
I just made sloppy Joe with ground turkey. We don't eat beef.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Your son is a millionaire, and she done said she done made sloppy Joe. Y'all ain't got no fried chicken.
I surely did.
Yeah. That's what millionaires eat. Okay, I haven't had sloppy Joe since 3rd grade lunch, and so I'm pretty sure that I might not eat it again ever in life. So yeah, enjoy sloppy Joe.
Hold on, I got y'all. Hey, so Mom D, we had Chef Hoppy on one night, so that's why I say, yeah, we had Chef on. So I'm like, wait a minute, you ain't had Chef Hoppy over there whipping up nothing, and you got sloppy Joes tonight.
Sure did. Chef Hoppy, I live in St. Louis.
I know.
Okay.
Well, what's the two? You fly him out there to make you something to eat.
He's busy in Dallas. My daughter orders meal prep for him.
Oh.
So that's how she eats during the week. She eats Chef Hoppy.
Listen, I don't know why we're hating on sloppy Joes. Sloppy Joes is great, especially on a cold night like this.
That's right.
I don't know what that's the best thing you can
I just thought Mama D would be eating something more upscale than sloppy Joes.
What do you think, like caviar or something?
Contrary to what you just said about me, I'm easy to please. I'm simple. Hold on, my dog is trying to get out of here now. Bella, are you trying to leave? She was just laying down. Then Aaliyah came in here and disturbed her.
And that's the one that was running around in the snow earlier. I saw you had a video of that one.
Bella loves the snow. Go ahead and get her because she just came to the door.
Oh. Now, I'm gonna get back here to football real quick. Now, listen, I know you see it all the time, and a lot of people get out of line on Twitter with you. And you had to check one fool last week.
Every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then. So
those are entertaining, by the way. Thank you for that.
How does it make you feel to see all these comments that people make about your son out here on the social media?
So I don't see them all. What happened was the one last week was actually from Instagram, and they replied to a comment, and I saw it because they replied to one of my comments. But on Twitter, I don't see you. You're not in my mentions unless I follow you.
Right.
So if I don't follow you, I don't see it. Unless I do, I can look at a tweet and go down and read the comments. I don't always do that.
Yeah,
I very rarely do that. Very rarely do I do that. So I don't on Twitter, I don't see a lot. The one on Instagram, I'd happen to see that because he responded to something of mine on a post of my comments.
So he came looking for you. Okay.
Yeah. But see, then even on Instagram, if I don't follow you,
you can't tag
comment.
you. Right.
Yeah, you can't even comment on my pictures, so they can't troll my stuff. They go troll my son's stuff. I don't look at the comments on his because he'll post a picture and have like 47,000 comments on it. And I'm not gonna go through it. I don't have time for that. I might put a little heart there or something, and my comment. I put my comment on there.
That's well, I was going to ask that. So, do you run his accounts, like Instagram and all that stuff like that? Do you have access to it?
No, I do not. He doesn't, and I'll see because Ezekiel's not the best speller, but he'll kick your ass in some numbers. He's very good. He's very good at math and algebra and geometry and calculus. That's his cup of tea. So I'll see something that's like, ooh, that's not the right word.
This is a good question.
So I'll screenshot it and text him. I'm like, this is how you spell that.
This is a good question for you. They want to know what's it going to take for you to take a picture with that new snake he's got.
You'll never see it. You'll never see it. I went to his house, and that's all they do is, what can you do with a snake? What kind of pet is that?
Nothing.
All they were doing was holding it, and I was actually there. But they're lucky I was even there. But the thing is not that big right now. It's a little snake. It's really not big, but I guess it will grow to the size of the aquarium or whatever he has it living in.
What is it?
Bull python.
Bull python. Okay.
Bull python.
Okay.
It's very pretty.
Did you hear the story about that one athlete? I think it was one of the Cowboys. He had those huge pythons, and he said
David Irving.
The python would come lay down next to me, and he thought that was cool. But actually, they told him the reason why is because the python is sizing himself up to eat him. So I don't know why you would want a python now. I don't know why.
It's a bull python. There's some others. I don't know. But I
never know. He might still try to eat Zeke.
Feed me. Feed the
snake. I hope one day if he ever decides to have children, that he gets rid of the python.
Yes, that would be.
Good thing we're not living in Florida, because basically there's been like a rush of Burmese pythons, and so what happens is one person, from like Africa or wherever, they import the animal. The animal gets here, they let them go, and then the animal starts to breed with other animals, like itself, and then all of a sudden now you have this, overpopulation of Burmese pythons in Florida, and those things are dangerous because, well, now they're killing people, and it's kind of bad down there, but the Everglades is overrun with. I'm sorry for this information. I'm just weird like that, but the Everglades are overrun with gators, caimans, and snakes like that, because people do they get the animals and they bring them in, they do all this stuff. But now Texas is becoming the new Florida because the same things are happening. It's kind of weird.
It's a ball python. BAL.
Shout out to the python, the cobra, Grand Prairie cobra that's still out here.
We haven't caught that yet, right?
We haven't caught that yet.
It's still out there.
Does Zeke have
Momma? No, he doesn't.
Does he what?
Momma D, he said he had the cobra that was lost in Grand Prairie.
Oh God, no! I hope not. He has that little orange and white snake. That's all I know of.
Momma D, what are your thoughts on my guy Jerry Jones? I love me some Jerry. I'm curious. What are your thoughts on Jerry?
I like
Careful.
Jerry. I do. They're good to my son. All of them are. I love Charlotte, Stephen, and Jerry. I have not met Junior.
Really?
I have not. But
Junior's my guy.
I've met Stephen and Jerry and Charlotte. Like I said, they're good to my kids.
Well, Tovash rendezvous with them every Sunday up there in that what do you call the big white building across the street from Walmart over there on Randall Mill?
The big white building across from Walmart and the Discount Tire and the Jack in the Box. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I work sometimes.
Sometimes every Sunday you can find him up there in that suite over there doing some good work over there. When you said it, I thought that's where you say, "Oh, I meant talk about upstairs in Jerry's suite," and I was like, "Oh yeah, well he's in there often."
No, I saw him like at the end of the game. I was downstairs handling some business, and I saw him.
So listen, I'm a supporter of your son. You know, I was big on your son getting the contract to stand here. Here's my, like I said, I displayed my Kellen Moore issues at the beginning of this segment, but when Mike McCarthy got hired, I felt that your son's numbers were gonna suffer because Mike McCarthy isn't a running coach. He's more of a throw the football coach. So I always felt like he was gonna suffer. And now, you know, all I keep seeing is we need to let go of Zeke. We need to let go of Zeke. And I'm just like, you know, if Mike McCarthy's going to be here, he's going to have to learn how to utilize Zeke, just like Jason Garrett did.
You know, he wasn't. Ezekiel suffered that PCL injury against Carolina. So that was week 4.
It was, yeah.
And then he landed on that pylon the very
next. I remember that, yeah.
And so that was not that actually dislocated some ribs. So I mean he ain't gonna tell you that. But
would you say this was probably his most physically demanding season ever, where dealing with a lot of ailments since he's been drafted?
Yeah. He's been blessed to not, for the position that he plays, to not get as banged up. And he has played through some stuff that y'all don't know about. That's why I say a lot of people, you know, you want to say, oh, he's washed or whatever. It's like, you mofos would call off from your damn desk job if you knew what he was dealing with. And he's coming out every week, not missing a game.
Yeah,
right.
In 2020, when the season was pretty, you know, after Dak got injured, Ezekiel was still playing through some crap. Okay. They made him, you know, they had to like pull him from the Steelers game. I think that was the first game he missed. He didn't want to miss any games.
Yeah.
You know, he did not want to miss any games. He was going to play with that, but it was nasty, you know, the injuries that he plays through. So, I mean, he's, you know, one of the toughest guys I know. You know, if I'm in a street fight, that's who I want backing me up.
Of course. How did he take the end of the season when you guys lost, and now that he has a chance to finally recover a little bit? How's he taking it so far right now?
He's good. I mean, of course he was upset. You know, he don't like to lose. He's a sore loser. I'm a sore loser. But
I think we all are.
he's, you know, just getting better, and he's doing well. Looks good. So I'm glad that he finally gets arrested. I mean, that's not an injury that requires surgery. It's not like he tore his ACL. So, you know, it's nothing that they can scope, or it just has to heal on its own. So that's why he chose to go ahead and play with it. Now, he didn't want to play with a brace because he didn't want everybody seeing that. Because, of course, nobody really knew that he was, you know, that he had that injury. He didn't want somebody like trying to twist his leg. And then when they went to that not so good field, when they played the football team, he went on because he knows how that field is. So he went ahead and wore a knee brace and started wearing it for the rest of the season.
Oh, do you mean is that the Commanders? You mean?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I got Darryl Armstrong blowing me up. Darryl Armstrong blowing me up about the Commanders. Go ahead, Vash.
Okay, so just to continue with the couple of injuries. So the pylon caused some ribs. And then of course the PCL, we know how that heals. And I do remember tweeting during the game, I was like, wait a minute. So we're just gonna ignore that big ass brace on Zeke's knee. And I think you liked it. But
well, I think he told the media or whatever prior to the week that he was gonna wear a brace.
Well, Rich didn't get that out to us.
Oh, I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did.
But okay. So how is the so how's the recovery?
Oh, wait on, Rich. He retired yesterday, bro.
Yeah. So now we can talk to him. But no, how is the recovery going? And then 2, do we need to know of any other injuries with him?
There's no other injuries. It was just basically the PCL.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, of course, then his ribs were sore for a few weeks from laying on that pylon, which made me nervous because he is one that, I mean, ever since he was a little guy, if he gets hurt, he gets right back up. He don't lay there like that. And he did at the end of 2019. I can't remember if we played the Giants or the football team, whoever our last game was. Mom, I'm on a podcast. Oh, that's okay.
Hey, tell Mom we said hey. Tell Mom we said hey. We be seeing her at the game too.
Dallas Cowboys. I'm on a podcast. I'm just gonna say goodnight. Oh, are you going to sleep? No, I thought you were. No, she thought I was going to bed. I'm usually in bed. I go to bed early.
Oh, so thank you for.
He ain't caught that. He ain't caught that.
That's what she said. She was coming to tell me good night.
He ain't caught that one.
No, it was like
you were talking about you were saying about 2019, right?
So there was a kid that, and like I said, I can't remember. It was one of those teams. He tried to tackle Ezekiel and hit his thigh, and knocked. And Ezekiel was down, and he said he looked over at the guy. He's like, man, he was asleep. So he just said he took his time getting up because he knew that guy wasn't getting up, and he actually ended up getting carted off. You know, the kid that did that. But he came and said to me after that game, he's like, Mom, were you nervous that I didn't get up? And I was like, yes, I was nervous because you always get up. And then he told me that's why he late. He's like, I just took my time getting up because I looked over there, I saw him, and I was like, I knew he wasn't getting up. But then when he landed on that pylon, of course, I was like a nervous wreck. I was like, I know he's hurt because he gets up. And he told me after the game, he's like, man, it knocked the wind out of me. He said, I have to try to catch my breath.
We saw that all, and I thought, oh my God, what's this is not happening this season. And you just see Zeke, and I remember when he hit the pylon, I was like, wait, is that a touchdown or what? And then all of a sudden, he's not getting up, and I was like, fuck the touchdown. What's going on with Zeke? Like that, it would look pretty serious.
And I didn't know that it was because it was like right before the end zone.
The first time.
I didn't know that thing was hard or had a camera, and I thought that I didn't think pylon was hard at all. But he said that it had a camera in it, and the base on it when it knocked over. It got him.
For one, that pylon shouldn't be there because that's what the guy standing there with the little thing is for. And then 2, there's like an orange mat on the ground for that. So that's pretty much just extra stuff that this $9 billion industry is pretty much providing us. One more camera angle that we really don't even need. But I digress.
Yeah. Anyway, that bruised him up a little bit, but
how did the Zeke handle? All through the season, you got Tony Pollard there, and they were divvying up the carries as the season went on. How did he handle? Because we've always known Zeke since he's been as the lone back. He's been that guy. Now you get Tony Pollard coming here. How has he adjusted to playing with Tony Pollard there? Divvying up those carries, especially when he got hurt down the stretch.
He loved it because he even said he's like, how blessed am I to have somebody like this that can back me up,
right?
And, and take the load off, and I don't feel like I have to come out there and do everything. So he's very appreciative of Tony.
Well, yeah, we all were too. Tony Pollard came in, especially when I remember seeing Zeke, and right after he got injured with the pylon, I was like, uh-oh. I was like, thank God we have Tony Pollard. And then when he got hurt, I was like, uh-oh. We're just going down running backs. And then this actually goes to my other question. This goes all the way back to the beginning of the season, Hard Knocks. All right, so we see the running back room. We see all the running backs talking, doing all their thing. And I'm looking, and I'm like, well, where's Zeke? And then every time they show Zeke, he's in the quarterback room. Is he that close to Dak that he has to just be chilling with Dak everywhere, including missing out on his own meetings?
I think he does some meetings with the offensive line also. He's
everywhere.
He's extremely intelligent when it comes to football IQ. He
seems like I'm good on the running back. Let me go check out how the quarterback rooms are going.
So Momma D, last week I asked Pops what was his thoughts on Zeke. Now I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on Dak Prescott?
He's like a brother to Ezekiel. I mean, Ezekiel, I think they even connected and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they connected at the combine before they were even drafted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, before they were even knew what teams they were going to. So, I mean, the rookie class, they came in together. There's only like 3 of them left. Anthony Brown is like, it's just those 3, right?
Right.
There's no more from that class. But yeah, they're super close. And Dak he's a good kid. He always sees me, gives me a hug. So
I was here to say that's probably Arkansas. I can't believe you don't walk in the room. People don't say, "Oh, Mama E, we got to come hug you and say hello to you." You just got to speak to you. That's what everybody loves you from the Twitter response that we getting around here.
Oh, well, good.
Everybody loves you.
I'm a nice person. I really am.
No, so of course you are, and that's why we love you. But then again, we also love your Twitter takedowns. Whenever you do them, I'm telling you, they're popcorn gold. I sit back, I'm like, oh, forget what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna get on here on Twitter and watch this person get their soul taken.
What? Okay, so let me ask you: what does Mama E do in her spare time when she just at home chilling? What are you doing?
Usually watching Investigation Discovery, or
there we go.
Or watching A&E, like the First 48.
We been watching First 48. Bob D, I'll tell you, my TV stay on the First 48. That's all I've watched.
You know, and I'm mad that they took off Live PD. I liked that show, but they've got Court Cam on now.
Yeah,
and there's a new show about the neighbors.
Yeah.
Stuff. That's good too.
Yeah,
I forgot what that was called.
They got the one with a
few times,
and then they got the one where all these people be taking the stand from cases or whatever. I kind of like that one too. Yeah,
it's when the people represent themselves or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like
what's up with all you moms watching all these criminal court murder shows?
Yeah,
My mom
you got to know how to handle yourself out here in these streets. These streets is getting out of control. You got to learn how to figure it out. You got to know when you got to watch out for snitches too, man.
Well, it scares me because I see my mom watching these. Mom went crazy and snapped, and I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't bother her today because
she's trying to figure out a way to get away with it.
So good. They are.
Yeah,
they
entertain. Now, Mama D, what's your favorite meal that you love?
See, I like, and I know you don't like it, Tavash, but I like shellfish. I like shrimp.
His heart's broken.
I do crab legs. That's my favorite.
Okay, crab legs is cool.
Yeah. Now, you know, me and Tomas, we go fishing out over here in Texas out in Tawakoni, and we catch a lot of catfish. So, so that's why when you say seafood, I'm like, okay. We
you know, Stacy loves to fish.
Bring him out.
Yada. I'll have to let him know. We should have invited him on here tonight. He loves to fish, and he's down in Texas now.
Like, is he kind of close to us?
Yeah, he lives. Yeah, he's close. He's probably about an hour from Frisco.
Okay, well that's good because Vosh and Walt, they don't invite me ever. I've tried.
Whatever.
We invite you to fish, EA.
I like to fish. I would like to go one day, but they wouldn't let me. He
don't want to go because we go at 5 o'clock in the morning. So he still got to get his sleep in. That's why he don't want to go.
You can't go at 8.
Listen, I've asked.
The fish already jumping at 8.
Apparently, it stopped at 5. I don't get there in time. I'm not allowed to go.
No, the fish is just jumping at 8 o'clock.
They send me pictures of them. I'm like, dude, come on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you dirty dogs.
I know. They don't like.
Well,
they're already planning. Listen, this is how bad they are to me. They're already planning like a big WrestleMania thing on my birthday, and I was like, yo, that's my birthday, and they're like, so.
When is WrestleMania?
April 4th.
No,
April 4 and 5.
It's April. Yeah, it's April 3rd and 4th or something like that. Because Monday night is April 4th.
Okay.
So it's April 2nd and 3rd at AT&T, and then that Monday they're gonna be over at the AAC.
You coming?
I'm about ready to see my son will get a suite for wrestling. I love wrestling.
I do too, but I can't go to the WrestleMania. The card is not gonna be good. And I love me some Roman Reigns, but I'm like, I can see him on Monday night when they come to the AAC because you know we run the AAC over there. That's our building.
Okay.
Yeah, we run that over there. Tomas got it set up real good over there.
Okay.
It's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
Well,
It's all right.
actually, Vosh has pretty much every building in the entire DFW Metroplex on lockdown. I mean, we just have to say, Vosh, and that's it. I get in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you made an effort, and when you met Vosh, you were done. You were. I know your son's Ezekiel Elliott, but that's Tovash.
That's Tovash right there. Go somewhere and name drop Tovash to see what happens. Like, oh yeah, I know him.
It's not really true.
What was that?
I'm gonna tell my son to save his money on a suite for WrestleMania.
I'm telling you,
damn right.
I'm telling you, no, Tovash. Well, I walked in the Boomer Jacks one. What game was that we had Boomer Jacks for? Was that the
New Orleans
Saints game?
Yeah.
The Saints game.
Yeah,
and I walked in there, and the guy who runs it, I said something, and I goes, Toe. Before I even got Toe out, he was like, "Man, you talking about Tovash? Yeah, man. He got the table's already set up over here for you right here. He already got it. We got everything squared away for him already." I'm like, is there not anywhere that they don't know this man?
Oh, and then a new waitress comes in, and he goes, "Just tell her about me." He points to like some random person back there, and then it's set and done, and like shots were all around us. I was like, "What?"
2 seconds.
Okay, so yeah, you met the right person.
You did. Also, when you said you're in the suite, I wanted to ask you, did Tobias get you that suite too? When you said that, I started to ask you, did Tobias get you that suite too?
So okay, so all you gotta do is just come to WrestleMania, and then you know what suite to come to, you know what club to go into, and then we'll take care of the rest.
Oh wow!
You mean?
Look at that. Yes,
yeah,
you.
He can't he can't say publicly what.
Well, then you have your ticket with you. Just bring him in too, and then y'all should be able to handle the rest.
Gotcha.
Because don't worry. Oh, he'll be there. Oh, Tobias will be there.
He'll be there.
He'll be there. Oh, he'll be there the night you go. If you go for WrestleMania, he'll be up in there. So whatever he's saying, whatever instructions he's for,
her mind is.
He's got it.
It's all tinkering right now in her mind. Like, okay.
Did you have something you wanted to ask Momma D real quick?
Who are you talking
about? I thought Vosh had another question.
Oh no, I'll just slide into the DMs later. That's it.
Whoa.
This guy.
Mama, how are we supposed to continue this now?
Momma D, listen, I definitely want to thank you for coming on. It has been a dream. It has been a dream to have you on the show. We have been wanting this for so long. We all been wanting to ask you, but we all been so nervous, and we finally got a chance to get you on here. We want to thank you so much. Wait, there's a question here. Does Momma E do any charity work in the community or some sort of job or special interest she likes doing?
Being a mom.
So I have done some things with the Urban League here in St. Louis. And Ezekiel, of course, does 4 Oak Cliff there.
That's my hood.
And so for my birthday, I've specified that I don't want any gifts, and I have a link for my people to donate to 4 Oak Cliff. So that's in lieu of birthday presents.
What day is that?
My birthday's March 5th.
Okay.
Ooh, it's coming up.
So yeah, so that and as far as job, I work a regular job.
Wait a minute. We just watched a piece that said that Ezekiel told you didn't have to work anymore before you came on.
That lasted 15 months.
What happened?
I went back.
What happened? You couldn't do it no more. You said, yeah.
Do you like working?
Yes, I do. I like working a job that's not stressful. Mm-hmm. And like where I work now, I love the people that I work with. I work with engineers. So
hold on. I'm laughing with her because I remember during the pandemic, boy, they was irritating you with all that coughing and moving around in there, and you just like, oh, if they don't quit.
There's one person. No. There's one. He's not in my department, but he happens to sit catty corner from me.
Right.
There's one. He's not in my department. He's not somebody but he sits close to me.
I see.
And he eats Latin.
I fear for that brother if he had coughed again. I fear for that brother if he coughed again.
He burps.
Yeah.
He's just.
Oh, he's like
that's not one of my departments.
What are you working with, Al Bundy?
On my floor, or on our floor. That's not my floor.
Who does he look like?
Who does he look like?
Al Bundy, probably.
I don't know, but I know that one day he had Momma D hot boy on Twitter. She was like, if this smoke cough one more, belch one more time, it's gonna be.
He doesn't cough, so that's not the issue.
He did something one day, but you was like, boy, if he do it one more time, I promise you.
He eats loud. He drinks loud. He burps. Yeah.
So somebody's mother didn't teach him manners.
Right. So I would like. Seriously, I like have my phone and I'll be like recording because you can hear him. Like he's like over there and you can hear him. And I'll send it to my girlfriends. I was like, I know you can hear this.
I'm glad you said that because you and Eli Applebaum, y'all like the Bad Girls Club. Y'all, boy, y'all.
I'm trying to figure out how I can get to the Super Bowl because she has a ticket for me and my daughter has a track meet in Louisville on Sunday. Who the hell books a track meet on Super Bowl
Super Bowl weekend?
But Annie was like, in their defense, Super Bowl is usually like this weekend, not
in January.
Yeah.
So this track meet has probably been. They probably got the track, a year ago, and didn't know Super Bowl was going to be on the 13th of February.
Is this her final track meet?
I was just going to say, is this her senior year?
No, she's a sophomore, but
you got 2 more times.
This ain't even high school. This is club track.
Oh,
high school track is only outdoor, and she's dealing with a back injury, so she did prolotherapy. So she has not done anything for 6 weeks, and she just started practicing again like maybe 3 weeks ago. She does club volleyball and club track, so. She just started playing volleyball again and track, and so this is only going to be her second indoor meet, and she's really got to go get a mark. So she's got to go. We can't because she missed all the other meets.
You as soon as the track meet's over, you get on a flight, you go straight down to LA.
It's Sunday. The track meet is on Sunday.
What time on Sunday? What time?
It's all day. Track meet
all day.
Mm-hmm.
All day.
See, you would have saw Vosh again because Vosh dominates the Super Bowl.
Oh, anyway, yeah. So Annie, that's my girl. She's got a ticket.
Yes, y'all are the Bad Girls Club. Y'all always out tearing the streets up. Y'all at some restaurant or something doing something. I'd be like, look at them two right there, boy. 2 pennies in the
Scrubs.
Yeah,
they didn't like our boots.
Question: have you perfected the Queen's chair yet?
The what?
The Queen's chair.
I don't even know what that is.
The one workout apparatus that you hate in the gym.
Oh, that thing. Is that what that's called with that Bosu ball on there? And I have to.
Yeah.
Ooh, it works on my abs. I can't do it like this. I have to bend my legs.
You gotta do the knees. Yeah.
But I can't do it this way. I can do about 2 of them. So no, I have to do it the other way, and I have to be there at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Right, and
you don't talk that thing up in the universe, and if he takes me over to that Queen's chair, now that I know what it's called, I'm gonna be mad at you. I'm gonna be like, he's
and you coming off of surgery not too long ago yourself, right?
Well, it wasn't. I did that regenerative cellular therapy where they took bone marrow out of my hip, and they put that in my knee. So I'm trying to do that instead of knee replacement.
Okay.
So that was like a procedure.
And that's because you got that extensive track history that you've had back in the day.
My knees suck. Yeah, I think I blame it on the green track at Mizzou at the Hearn Center. I do.
Always Mizzou.
Always Mizzou.
A lot of my teammates have knee issues, and we trace it back to that green track.
Damn green track.
Training.
Damn Missouri.
Mom, they say you was cold at track.
No, I was okay.
You say you was okay? Just okay?
And enough to pay for my school, so I came out of that joker with loan free.
There we go.
That's it.
I mean, you were cold then. You was cold then. You got to pay for a loan free. So you did it just right.
And then I gotta admit, though, it doesn't matter the athletic genes that you guys have in that family, because all of you guys.
Well,
I mean,
listen, we don't
you
want to
usually have one.
There's
There's one.
You got stuff to do tomorrow.
Yes, and I'm trying to come to Dallas. Hopefully, my flight doesn't get canceled.
It will. It will.
Now, see, here you go, and I have to be there.
When
I get that damn Queen's chair, and if my flight gets canceled, I'm blocking you.
One of them's going slow.
Well, like the thing is, like today we're in Alaska, and then by Saturday we should be back to Dallas. But I mean, today is bad. Tomorrow's going to be bad, because the temperatures are below freezing.
Actually, it's going up tomorrow.
The streets are horrible. And so I advise you just to stay north of here or just away from here because, I'm pretty sure, by, in the last 6 years, we cannot handle like winter stuff at all. So, yeah, stay where you are.
There's no food at any grocery store. There's no food at any grocery store right now.
No little Debbie snacks, no field peas. I can't even get an apple from a store right now.
My daughter has food at her house.
There we go.
Okay.
There's food where I'm going.
Well, excuse us then. Excuse us. Mama D. Mama E, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It is a pleasure. We have it now. Listen, we gotta get you in the studio now. We gotta get you in the studio.
Okay. After this one graduates, she graduates in 2024. So I got 2.5 years, whatever. I'm moving to Dallas. So I with the bad grid and everything. Hey, where did he go?
His internet was going in and out, so I figured it. No, there he's back. He's back. I guess.
Is it due to the weather?
No, he probably has that cheap stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
It's so
but no, so it was funny, real quick. Ezekiel was, because I told him, I'm coming to Dallas because I got Layla's there and then he's there, and I don't know where Aaliyah's going to college, but she's going to have to go somewhere not far. So she'll have to be in Texas or somewhere down south coast.
UTA.
But he was saying when he has children, he has to get a nanny that's bilingual, a nanny that can speak Spanish and English because he wants his children to speak Spanish. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, hello, why do you think I'm coming to Dallas? What about Granny Nanny? And I'm free. And he said that he don't want his children to speak cuss.
Oh.
I can teach them Spanish, but I guess I'm going to teach them cuss.
What? You'd be a great nanny. You should come down. I mean, first of all,
free.
I know. That's what I'm about to say. You're free. Man, as soon as I have kids, I'm dropping them off at my mother's, and that's it. It's done. That's the point of having grandparents around.
And then I think they don't mind either because, I mean, my grandmother was raising me and my kiddo at the same time. Like it's just like that. It's kind of funny how they do that, man.
Hey, Lewis is back. Is he back now?
Can you hear us, Walt?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what. Yeah, I can hear you. I got you.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm good.
I thought maybe the weather was affecting your internet, but they said you got some BS internet.
Hey, whoa! Hold on now. Don't listen to them. I got top dollar. I pay top dollar over here. I got top dollar here.
But you got.
I'm making that goo up there. I pay. Hey, don't talk down on the S, dog. Don't talk down on the S.
I have Spectrum too.
I was gonna say I've got Spectrum.
I do too.
Money out the anus.
Yeah, he has a very unique. It's one of our subscribers. He has a unique name.
What did he say? He said something about most people can't handle the cold in Dallas.
But don't lump ones that can with the ones that can't. So he's saying,
man.
Yeah. Well, they can't drive either. So with or without the snow.
Well, Mama, no, I was gonna say, Mama. Yeah, we really appreciate you coming on our show. It really was an honor to have you. First off, I want to say, please follow me on Twitter because I would love.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. Are you EA on Twitter?
EA Sports DFW. It's not that hard.
It's easy.
Yeah, I make it easy for people.
Do you play the game?
I'm terrible. Trust me, the certain type of game I do play, I'm pretty good at.
Oh, God.
Ladies.
Well, Mama E, you know that when you come, we got to get you in the studio now. Gotcha. When you come to Dallas, we got to get you in the studio. That's a must.
Of course. And then
don't worry. Like we told Pops, don't worry about it. It's real discreet. You put in the code, you come through the garage, nobody even knows you're there. You don't have to worry about anybody being there.
There we go.
We own the building when we in there. Nobody know you in there. This dude here. What is it? What does that make? Number 5 of your followers now on your followers list? That's you got, Momma D.
But is there anything you want to promote before you go? Any social media, anything? Floor is yours. Please go ahead.
I'm not promoting anything. How about we promote your podcast?
There we go.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Of course. Yes. Thank you so much for you coming on here. Probably top two right now with, of course, Dak Prescott's dad. You guys are equal.
I'm going to let Stacey know about you guys fishing at 5 a.m.
Do it.
He's an early bird.
Do it.
Okay, well, we can do.
Hey, listen, it's just like the club. The fish don't get jumping till about 7, 8 in the morning. That's why we get there at 5.
Okay.
Well, you have a good night, Momma D. And look, I meant to ask you one. Do y'all do leftovers over in the house? Y'all gonna be eating them sloppy joes tomorrow?
There might not be any left. It's just my mom and my daughter and myself, and I only cooked like a pound of ground turkey. So I'll have to go see if there's any left.
And I'm still waiting on now you told me you make some good cabbage, so I'm still waiting on that cabbage for Thanksgiving.
Cabbage is good.
Real good.
Yeah. You're gonna have to whip us up some of that. We're gonna have to try that.
Okay, will do.
Thank you so much for joining us, Momma D. We love you, and we hope you have a good night.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime you want to come back on, you are definitely welcome. Anytime.
Right.
As Tomas gives you kisses
I'm going to bed now. I'm gonna wash my face and go to bed.
Sweet dreams.
Because I have to be. If I get that Queen's chair, I'm telling you.
If
flights cancel, you're in trouble.
Just buy you one. It'll be fine. You're all right.
And tell that youngest baby we said good night.
I will.
Good night.
All right. Good night. Bye, Momma D.
Wow, guys.
Man, what a good interview.
Vosh, you did well. Walt, what was up with you? The lead host cutting in and out.
Was it just the last part?
Yeah, you were just like
I don't know what happened. It just started going scratchy, whatever. So I just let me back out and come back in.
I love talking to Momma D. She was awesome. Very down to earth. I love that. You don't want to talk to people who are like so. You think okay, they're related to an athlete. They're going to be like what Jackson Mahomes, but no, they're down to earth.
This guy, that guy.
So I've noticed that like parents of athletes, brothers or sisters of athletes, they're always down to earth because I think that they have to be for certain, for a minute because nobody wants to be, related to a person who's just like negative or anything like that. So like kudos to these people for actually being people and people that we actually like. She like even on Twitter, incredible person because she gives us the back part of Zeke. She sheds light on Zeke's past, her kids and their futures and everything that she has going on. So kudos to Miss Dawn because it's pretty fun. I'm sure it's pretty fun being her and and being the mom that she is. And I'm sure it has to be tough to watch your son get banged around the football field every single Sunday by world-class athletes.
Yeah.
But she pulls it off well.
It's funny. We act like we're just observers. We're not playing the game. And so we don't really realize that there is pain. There is that, there's actually a physical thing going on until you realize it. Now, I know we've all played football, but it's not the same level. High school football is nothing compared to what these NFL athletes are going for. So, yeah, I guarantee you, if your mom was worried about you in high school football, imagine what she's like watching her son in the NFL with some of the greatest athletes on the planet. So kudos to her as well. She was a great interview, just up there with Mr. Nate Prescott, who joined us last week. So who's the next parent, Walt?
I don't know. We got to figure that out. Now,
Luca's mom.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Or dad. Or his dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Luca's mom.
You drink with him.
Well, Luca's dad is always, in the club at the AAC. So maybe, Walt, come down maybe tomorrow night or even Sunday.
Whoa. Tomorrow night might not happen, sir. I had to see what this weather's like.
All right, cool.
But if we
see him though, then I can be like, hey, Mr. Doncic, there's a lot of Corona at our studio. So just come to the studio. We can just drink together and talk Luka Doncic. But
Oh, I thought you meant the virus for a minute there. I was like, what?
No, actual real Corona.
I know.
They love it.
I prefer the Luca's mom, but either way.
Money, what Money says right here. We know why EA wants to interview Luca's mom.
I'm sure she's a very, very wonderful person.
Yes. Mom E was dope. Now she did let us in on some insight about him being injured and everything like that.
More injured also within last year, injuries that weren't disclosed to the public that she didn't get into, but still that shows that maybe Ezekiel Elliott is going through a lot more than what we are accustomed to knowing what's going on. So that does bring in some hindsight on what's going on, especially this past season. I think, again, if you saw it too, when Ezekiel Elliott was healthy before week 4, what was the running game like? Dominant. As soon as he went down after week 4, and of course with the offensive line issues mixing at the same time, that's when the running game started to plummet.
You know what's funny? The media, the Cowboy fans, they don't really see what we see when it comes to real injuries, because playing this sport, playing football is just he should be okay because the game is over. That's how they look at sports. I look at football. I go, Cowboys score 44, the other team scores 17. Who came out injured? That's my main question. I actually ask for the injury report before I actually see the stats or whatever. How Dak did, how Zeke did, how Amari did, how Parsons did. No. I want to know who's banged up. I want to know who spent more time on the table, on the injury table than anything. Because they don't really give you that stuff. They'd rather give you the stats first. And that's the part that I'm kind of worried about. Who's okay? Who's hurt? Because I want to go, we live from week to week with this team, with the sport. So that's my whole concern. But with Zeke, nobody knew about these ribs, which is why I was still kind of asking, hey, what else? Anything else? Because that tells a lot. Zeke is a running back. They have a 3-year shelf life. This dude's been in the league for 6 years, going on 7 years or whatever.
She did mention that, this is very rare for him to get in for a running back. He's not really dealing with injury, which is very true. Zeke, from what our end we've known, is that he has been one of the most healthy running backs. That's one reason why people advocated for his contract, was that he's not getting injured. But as we can see, that there are underlying injuries that are causing him to, maybe
This dude here. He stay on Luca's head, man. He stay on Luca's head.
I already can tell you Luca's meal plan.
Listen, Sean, this is not Bears postgame show, okay? We're not doing this tonight. We are not doing this. He stays on Luca's head, boy.
The meal plan.
Have you seen that episode of Fresh Prince when Will was playing against that dude from Malibu, and then the opening scene, they're eating a pregame meal, and it's like ribs, fried chicken, and kielbasa, and then they eat it and they go, need more hot sauce, and Will takes out a Windex sink full of hot sauce and sprays it all over. That's Luca's meal plan. That's what
I like this.
Oh, wow.
That comment right there that y'all see. So
Moda. That's from
Moda.
Moda.
All right. So there's nobody that's gonna tell me to sit down. I'm sorry. If I'm the game's top 3 running back, there's no way you're gonna keep me out of the game and go, hey, we think you should sit down. Let's not forget that Zeke was pretty much the second best running back in the NFL behind Mr. Tennessee. And they also forget that, I mean, the dude was a year removed from being, let's replace him with, with number 20, with Tony Pollard. Let's give Pollard more carries. Zeke was going to show us something amazing. And because of that injury, which was way unfortunate, because of that injury, he couldn't do it. And then he still tried to do it. I think that's what messed Zeke up, because you couldn't tell him no. And so he kept trying to play football, which, that helped him. That hurt him.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes you're that pressure does get to you, because you did have a guy in Pollard who everybody was like, hey, he could be the guy, he should be the starter, blah blah blah. And so you hear that, all that mess, and that does get inside your head. And we're live looking at Voss showing his kitchen.
I'm going to the bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a bar in here. Don't worry about it. He's going straight to the bar area.
Well, let me ask you this: from talking to Mama. What was your biggest takeaways from it? And aside from her being an awesome person,
she feels the same way that I feel about Kellen Moore booking interviews on the damn week of the playoffs. Is what
I saw that, because as soon as you said that, I looked at her face. I saw her face, and she said a lot of things. There you go. What is that?
Make her smart, nothing but the best.
Yeah. Look, we're right here. What it do? What do you do, baby?
Look at Keith.
Keith got a YouTube page.
Yeah,
Keith missed the whole interview with Zeke's mom.
Don't worry about it.
Of course. It'll be up, but I mean, come on.
Put it up as
Keith.
soon as we get off. He
says, go ahead.
But Tobash, the coach or the owner is supposed to be the boss and make decisions based on what's best. So, Tobash, if your boss says not to come in to work, you're going to still go in, keep it 100.
Okay. All right. So, I'm still going to go into work, because one is show his character. They love for you to, especially Mr. Jones, they love for you to go, nah, man, I'm going to still do this. I'm going to still keep it A1 and do this and do this. It's okay for you to tell your mom, your head coach, and your boss the opposite of what they want to hear. It's totally fine. He's a competitor, right? So that also says, hey, Dak, if we're telling Dak to sit down because, the score is 44-6, arbitrary number, and then Dak goes back in, let's not forget Peyton Manning did that for years. And people was like, well, why is Peyton Manning still in the game? And I mean, you cannot keep a competitor off the field. Tom Brady should have taught y'all that. Tom Brady just retired at 40, 48, 45, 46 years old.
I still don't believe that he's retired. I still don't believe it.
Exactly. So you can't tell me, you can't tell me that the dude should sit down because injured or not. Michael Jordan in the flu game still played. So you cannot keep an athlete off the field or off the court. I'm sorry, you can't do it.
No, and my favorite guy, Mr. Tony Romo, remember when he broke his collarbone? He was trying to go back out there. They go, hey, and he tricked the doctors. Remember that? He was like, hey, I'm trying to see something. And then he walked in and they like, where's he going? And you had to pull him back because he wanted to go play with a broken collarbone.
And then
you can't stop him.
And then also that's why they hide helmets. You know what I'm saying? Because these dudes will tend to walk on the field with their helmets. So head coaches already know to tell trainers and tell other teammates, hey, hide his helmet because he may try to go back on the field. So I mean, it's not, it's very normal for a player to say, hey, I'm not really that injured. I want to go back in. That's a true competitor. Props to Zeke for that.
So let's talk about Kellen Moore being apparently the pariah inside the Cowboys organization, because you've now – cheers, by the way. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you. With my QT drink that I survived going through out in the snow for. No, we've seen it now. Momma D gave us a very expressive facial expression when we asked her about it. We also got the same thing from from Dak's dad, who said, "Hey, Kellen Moore and Dak they're besties, but I did have some problems with the vanilla play calling that started happening down the stretch." And then, of course, Walt, you're still upset over the job interview.
Damn right I am. Damn right I am.
Well, maybe that job interview will help because he is now a finalist for the Miami Dolphins coaching job.
That wasn't a job interview. Listen, that wasn't a job interview he was on for at the time. You see, most of the job interviews are coming for after the season. He could have waited to do all these other ones because guess what? Them other jobs they still ain't been hired yet. That he could have waited for.
Well, I don't know.
Taking his ass, trying to organize interviews on week one of the playoffs.
Well, I don't know if he wants to take the Miami job right now because their owner seems to be in some little bit of hot water after Brian Flores got done with them. But no. Do you guys think so? I don't think Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore's coming back regardless. I don't think he gets hired in Miami.
I don't understand how Jerry can trust this guy. I mean, I don't get it. So what next
year? Jerry raised Kellen.
Yeah. So what next year come around playoffs time? Jobs are going to be opening. He's going to be trying to do more job interviews. Last week in the NFL, going to the playoffs again.
Yeah. Well, he has the number one offense again. You damn right he's going to do it.
We didn't have the number one offense going to the playoffs.
Actually,
we didn't have that.
Yeah, we did. We still had it.
We did.
You had it all year.
Yeah, we had the number one offense all year long. You just
we did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I saw a lot of L's.
Y'all complained about it, but we had it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fake. It was a fake number because I think it was elevated by what the Cowboys did in the first 6 weeks. It's like when you run out so far. It's like the what was it? The tortoise and the hare story.
Yeah.
The hare was really far ahead. He could rest. And then the tortoise came, and eventually got us into the end. Like that's what San Francisco was. But it was an overinflated number. I think Kellen Moore down the stretch did not know how to adjust, and I think it really shows why a lot of the interviews went bad for him. Why you think he's most likely going to come back is because they're like, well, why didn't you adjust here? Your offense was the number one thing in the NFL the first 6 weeks, and yet in the second half you couldn't adjust to it. And so I guarantee you, GMs were like, "What was the reason?" And I guarantee you, he didn't have an answer for it. He didn't. He didn't know.
Yeah. What did me and Tomas tell you? Okay, this is the job that you want to stay for. You don't want to go anywhere else. Okay.
How many times did I tell you that Dan Quinn did not give a fuck about Dallas Cowboys or anything like that? He didn't get the Denver job, so he came back. That's as simple as that.
Okay.
They told him
maybe he did. Maybe he did. Yeah, but what? He didn't have to come back here. He could have still went somewhere else and said,
no, he only got job. Look, of all the jobs, he only wanted one job, which was the Denver Broncos job. He really wanted
you told me you wanted Seattle. You told me it was Seattle, though.
Did Seattle fire Pete Carroll? No. So why would he leave? It's not an open job.
Listen. What did Jerry say now? Now that he got him back, he's gonna be here for long.
Jerry? Are we trusting what Jerry says?
Are you calling my guy Jerry a liar?
Hell yes.
Because my guy Jerry don't lie. My guy Jerry don't lie.
Oh yeah, he does.
What did he lie about?
Oh my God, he has lied about everything.
Tell me, can you give me an example of what he's
lied about? It's just hard to figure out exactly because he talked in circles.
I need you to tell me what has my guy Jerry Jones lied to you about. What does he lie to you about?
Right here, Mr. Dad. The whole thing with him and Dan Quinn coming back was the reason. It was all bullshit. Okay,
it wasn't. What did Tomas tell you? They money whipped him.
Did you see? Did we see any kind of contract or offer that came out?
In order for him to come back, they had to give him a new contract. They had to give him a new contract.
He already had a contract. He didn't have a 1-year deal.
Yeah. How come we always gotta with you? How come there must be a report or there must be like a?
I'm not saying there's a report, but you know what happened. This is exactly what happened. We already got it confirmed, from other people that saying that what happened.
There you go.
No, but people on the inside that we know, okay, that didn't publicly put it out there. I'm saying is what happened was he was a finalist for the Denver job. He was going to go for it. But guess what? The offense coordinator for Green Bay said, "Hey, I can bring me Mr. Rogers for you." That's still the deal.
Okay, well here's the thing though. Jerry could have told Dan Quinn, Yeah, no, you know what? We done. We don't want you back. We don't want you
Why
back.
would Jerry do that?
Obviously, he didn't want to be here.
Nobody, Walt, you do know it's not loyalty if you want to become a head coach. I don't know why you don't get that in your head. Like, that's not a bad thing.
It's not about loyalty. It's the fact that you didn't want to stay here. You know how Jerry is. Jerry can get in his head and be mad and take the heart and say, well, you wanted to go off and do that. Now you want to come back here and try to get a job because you want to keep this
Jerry
job.
wouldn't have done that. Well, no, because Jerry's not going to do that because he had a contract in place, and then he would have to explain why'd you fire one of the most popular defensive coordinators who wanted to come back. Jerry would not have done that.
Yes, he would. He can explain to him. He didn't want to be here. Obviously, he wanted to go.
Jerry would have been crucified in the media.
Not only did he go there, but he went to New York too. Also, look for a job. That's what really should have got him fired right there. Going to New York.
He's a Giants fan. He grew up a Giants fan.
All right, so
but he wants to coach for the Dallas Cowboys.
But here's what I gathered.
Coaching is not like a fan. You're equating fandom and coaching. They're not the same, man.
Wait. All right, so peep this out, EA. So, it's so easy for that man to give anybody he wants a paycheck so fast because so everything is 1 year in the NFL, right?
Right.
So what I've gathered in being a Cowboy fan since 1989, what happens is like when the Joneses came on the forefront, they're so manipulative that they created free agency.
They did.
Like they gave us free agency. They are the reason that they can't win anymore because they gave us free agency. They also gave us Fox 4, Fox Sports. They gave us that. That was the Joneses, right? So what happens is year to year, if they want a certain coach that is not going to overly demand them, they get their rocks off on going, hey, what can we do to get you? What can we do to get you? They live for negotiations. That's what they want to do. Like that gets the Joneses' blood going. They want to negotiate. They hate to go, well, that's a little steep for us. If Sean Payton says, give me $20 million a year, that's not going to happen. And then he says, take it or leave it, it's not going to happen. They live for the actual negotiation.
To Tobias' point, how do we know Jerry didn't say, all right, go over there to Denver. Whatever they give you, we'll match it, we'll double it.
That might have happened, but I'm going off the thing.
Oh, but you don't believe it because it didn't come on 1310 the tickets ticker, or you didn't hear Bob Sturm or Donovan.
Bob Sturm's a beast. He's a beast.
Bob Sturm's a beast.
Yeah, you didn't hear Corby. You didn't hear from Corby.
There you go, the hard line.
Who's your guys' reporter over there?
You got
reporter?
We got Ty Walker in the afternoons doing the ticket ticker. We got Sean Bass doing the ticket tickers in the morning.
Oh, okay.
My guy DJ Ringenberg, who I've co-hosted with at ESPN, he does the ticket tickers over there in the afternoon. So don't worry, we got it covered there.
So because one of those guys didn't tell you about the negotiation,
no. How about
it's
this?
Not true.
No. How about this? How about the fact of the matter is that the minute that Nathaniel Hackett, whatever his name is, for the offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, but got named the head coach, just several hours right after that, Dan Quinn has said that he is intended, and sources are telling him intend to return to the Cowboys as defensive coordinator. How did it perfectly match up? Because they said, hey, we're going with Hackett, sorry. And Dan Quinn's like, fuck it, let's go back to Dallas. Because clearly he wasn't interested too much in the Giants job, or the Giants were interested in him, one of the two. Second of all, he didn't have really much gauging for any of the other head coaching jobs. Really, it was between the Giants and the Broncos. So between those two teams, it didn't work out, and so he returned back to the Cowboys. It's as simple as that. It's not like
Dan Quinn also figured out. Yeah, he might have done a good job with the defensive coordinator, but I think Dan Quinn also found out that a lot of these organizations are holding that 28 loss or whatever to the Patriots at the end of the Super Bowl. That's really what's hurt. That's really what's hurting it. That's really.
But he got plenty. But he got plenty of interviews, so he at least got that.
Interviews don't mean anything if you don't get the job.
According to Brian Flores, right?
He got the job. He got the job here. He's got the job here in Dallas. Jerry Jones Jerry Jones is saying, I don't care about what you did in the Super Bowl. You're a good coordinator. Matter of fact, I'll go you one even better. What did I tell you, EA? All you got to do is tell Dan Quinn one day you'll be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys and you just stick around here. And you notice what Jerry's doing, right? So what did I tell you? That's all he's got to do to tell him that Dan Quinn will be back here.
That's stupid that Jerry's doing that in the media, because that you don't do that to your head. This is why we can't get a decent head coach anymore. And the Cowboys. That's why people, keep saying, "Oh, that's a puppet. That's a puppet." Or we have coaches that are undermined by Jerry, is because guess what? He goes in the fucking media and keeps really not giving 100% commitment to your head coach.
If the coach would do his job,
regardless,
about that.
Okay, but you can't send mixed signals in your organization. That's one reason why Garrett, we've heard it so many stories. Why do you think Wade Phillips got failed here? Because what did Tashard Choice tell us? They said
he said you made me fire a good man.
Right. That's but you remember the other thing they told us? That they could go over Wade and go straight to Jerry.
Well, not only that.
Everybody can do that still.
Yeah, everybody can do that still.
That's a problem. I'm saying that's a problem. That there's your coaches are undermined. So
this ain't the only franchise that that pretty much can do that.
Oh,
I'm sure half the damn league can do that.
Tom Brady just did it. Tom Brady did it with Jimmy Garoppolo up in New England.
Tom Brady, but that's Tom Brady. It
don't matter. And what did he do? He went over to coach and went to Robert Kraft and said, "I don't want him here." And what did Robert Kraft say? Hey, Bill, he got to go. I got to get him up out of here.
That was like the one instance, but guess what? In the one instances where, and then in the end, Robert Kraft, who had to choose between Belichick and Brady, he still chose Belichick. The reason why Tom Brady went to Tampa. I'm just saying that it's very rare. It's not a big thing. I think in the end, Jerry's the only one really still where it's like, okay, I can go talk to Jerry directly and get things done if the head coach is not going to get my stuff, My thing is Mike McCarthy's going to a year where not only do you have the Sean Payton speculation, you have this weird thing where Steven is the guy.
They got Dan Quinn right behind him in case
right.
Sean Payton says no. Dan Quinn's next.
So you have a Dan Quinn there that's poaching for his job. You have a Kellen Moore even, because Jerry does love Kellen Moore, and you got Sean Payton. You have three head coaches in waiting, and Mike McCarthy's sitting there like, who's backing me up? And it's Steven. It's a weird dynamic.
We've known that Steven likes that Steven likes Mike. Okay, so you mentioned like head coaches in waiting. I mean, every coaching candidate is a head coach in waiting when it comes to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You got two right now. You got two on the squad right now. Dan Quinn one. Even Kellen Moore. Throw his name into the ringer as well.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore's a head coach in waiting too, because Jerry's tried everybody except a black person and a young person. Right? And I think that he would try anything, especially, because he's up in age. And so I think that whenever the public demands something here, they listen. Jerry listens. He calls in a random radio show. So I'm pretty sure he's watching right now. And
it does have hashtag Dallas Cowboys on it, so he'll see it.
I think that he's influenced by what the Cowboys media, the Cowboys nation, the Cowboys fans go off of. Because I mean, we're
they don't like each other, Keith.
We're our own soap opera. Like the Cowboys, like Cowboys nations on a soap opera. So he buys into that. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody even Coach Mike Epps or Coach Omar Epps over there in Pittsburgh is not a coaching candidate. He
says Dion.
Because anybody can be bought in this league, bro. And whoever Jerry wants, Jerry's going to get. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about money. I'm sorry about your reporters, EA, and whoever you listen to or read or watch. Ed Werder, I don't care. Whoever he wants to go after, he's going to go after, bro. And so
you can't get Jimmy.
I think it personally just depends on what coach comes cheaper, whatever Steven agrees with, and whatever makes sense to the scheme. It's not really a thing. to me.
That's why Mike McCarthy got hired, because it was kind of a compromise situation. Because at that time, if I don't really believe Mike Florio's reports, but if you want to believe that they were close to firing Jason Garrett in 2019 for Sean Payton, you can believe
I can believe it. I can believe it because of Sean Payton.
Well, the only reason I don't believe it is because it's Mike Florio. I'm still waiting for that Des Bryant videotape. But other than that, I mean, it seemed reasonable, but it's kind of out.
There was a tape, by the way.
Yeah, but here's another thing too.
Is
This is another thing that me and Vosh that we try to explain to you too. Here's why you want to stay with the Dallas Cowboys. Why it's a hot job, okay? With the owner and the GM are the same person, right? You don't have to worry about having to coach for your life after 1 year because the GM is a new GM and he's got to make a big impact. No, all you have to do is come in and do your job. Jerry's gonna let you stay here as long as you want to. That's why Will McClay signed back here, because Will McClay knows if he goes somewhere else, he's not gonna get the same leash and olive branch that he is with Jerry. He'll go somewhere for a year and it don't work and he'll get fired. Dan Quinn is probably the same way. Dan Quinn can go somewhere else and get hired in Denver and it don't work out and he's fired a year. Dan Quinn don't have to worry about that here in Dallas. Actually, he's already made a good.
Well,
Dan Quinn's not getting fired.
No, it depends how good you are. Because look at Mike Nolan. Mike Nolan came in here 1 year and he got fired off the ass because he put hot sauce in his eye. Like what? The point. You have to be good. Will McClay is good. You have to be good too.
Yeah, that's what I say. I said you have to come in. I said you have to come in and do your job.
You also have to
come in and do your job.
You also have to make Jerry comfortable, though. Right. Because here's the thing. Look at Garrett. One reason why Garrett lasted long is because he made Jerry comfortable. He became family.
Now, what's the number one thing that everybody says? If Jason Garrett was somewhere else, he'd have been fired. He'd be
fired by year 3.
Right, but if you under Jerry Jones, you don't have to worry about being fired.
But by the way, that's only happened. But that's only happened once. Go look at his previous coaching staffs. You know, he was kind of quick trigger. Look at Chan Gailey. He fired that dude after 2 seasons. They made the playoffs back-to-back.
Chan Gailey did nothing. Chan Gailey did nothing for him. Dan Quinn came in in 1 year and turned this whole defense around.
I mean, I can't argue with that. I know.
Right. So when Jerry Jones says Dan Quinn, you came in here, you turned my defense has struggled for years. You come here in 1 year and turn around and do that. I tell you what, buddy, I got a job for you. You're going to be here for the long haul.
But here's the thing is, I think Mike McCarthy's, regardless of what he did, I think he's on a short leash. Because I think
Super Bowl, he gone.
I think because one, you can tell that Jerry doesn't like him. Like, you just can tell. Like, Jerry doesn't want to. And you know that, okay, remember with Garrett, how Jerry's in love with Garrett. That I still think that Garrett was his a long lost son that he just adopted and brought in there. I mean, there's no reason why someone should love another man that much like that. He loves that man. He loved Wade and Parcells. I mean, he gave Wade a lot of chances too. He gushed about them in the media. With McCarthy, I swear he rarely talks about him. He doesn't have that same flair. Steven is the only one that kind of talks about him. So I do think that we're looking at a weird situation. So let me ask you guys this question. If, let's say, Kellen Moore does return, if he does return, do you think Mike McCarthy takes a bigger decision part of play calling or in setting up the offensive structure?
What's the point of bringing him back if I got to have Mike McCarthy take over play calling? I might as well just get rid of him. What's the point? No,
I meant like, okay, maybe not play calling, but maybe have a bigger role in the offense.
What's the point of bringing him back if I got to take over for my offensive coordinator? I might as well fire him and let the head coach do it.
I mean, I'm with you, but that seems to be the way a lot of people are thinking right now. And then let me ask you this question: if he doesn't return,
hold on. I say no because what person is going to, what person is going to share in the blame when it comes to pretty much solidifying your job? I'm not going to cape for somebody if they're really not on my page, or if they're not, even if I'm the supervisor or whatever. Like, I'm going to tell the people over me that, hey, he's not really listening, to what I'm saying, and I'm going to let that person hang themselves. That's what Mike is doing. Like, Mike is letting Kellen hang himself. And I think that only when it's time for him to take over is when you have, Mike, the lending him or extending him his olive branch, if you will. Like Mike is not going to help Kellen do his thing. Why would you help somebody else do their job? It's all about jobs. People don't understand that part. Cowboys Nation don't understand that part. These dudes are like coaching for their livelihood. It's their jobs to do that. And so they're not really going to, help each other or whatever. A player won't. I promise you. I promise you. A player's not going to move from linebacker to cornerback because he's, just trying to help his dude.
Right.
It's not going to happen like that.
But let me ask you a question then. If he won't, because he's still kind of directly tied to Kellen, because if Kellen starts to suffer
for the culture, EA.
Oh,
for the culture,
no, that sucks. The Big Red sucks.
For the culture, right there.
You better get Fanta Strawberry or any. That's it. Fanta Strawberry is the best.
Big timeout. Big Red is awesome. What are you doing?
What are you doing? Big Red's for the culture, bro.
No, it's not. Fanta Strawberry is for the culture.
Big Red and Williams Chicken. Unstoppable.
Oh my God, unstoppable, the greatest duo in the world.
Yep.
Hey, Billy even agrees with me on this one. I even had a conversation with him.
Big Red, but he'll tell you Big Red's for the culture.
Nah. That's no. Anyway, but my point being is that but at one point those two are linked, because if Kellen does poorly, so does Mike. And Mike will get fired if they have a bad offense. Now here's the other question. If let's say Kellen does get the head coaching job in Miami and he doesn't return, where do we go with the offense? Does Mike control again? Does he take over as play caller, or do they hire another guy? Who would you pick as the next guy then?
What?
Because
who's the next guy?
Yeah. It's not Kellen. If it's not Kellen, who's the next coordinator?
The coach.
Let Mike McCarthy do it.
He's already. So here's the thing. He said, I don't believe that. He kind of said that in the question if Kellen does come back, would you take over play calling? He said the person that builds the offense should play the calls or do the play call.
Well, I tell you what. I tell you what. Well, how about I build you off into the unemployment line? How about that? Since you don't want to take it over, it's either you or him gonna take it over. Y'all need to flip a coin. However you need to do it. But if I fire Kellen Moore tomorrow, you take it over plays. And if you got a problem with that, you can go with Kellen Moore out the door.
So you wouldn't pick anybody else to bring into the conversation. I read a good tweet today. The quarterback coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, Mike Kafka. Somebody hired them today to bring him in for the offense coordinator job, right? I believe it was the Giants. I'm pretty sure, but you can correct me if I'm wrong there. They were upset that why didn't the Cowboys go after that? And so that brings the question, with Kellen doing all this, why are we not perfecting, at least bringing in a quarterbacks coach that could bring in and change things up? We need some new, fresh offensive ideas. So
hey, while you having a party?
No.
Yeah, we're talking about Cowboys, and you're sitting there with the.
You all right? Are you twisting up? Are you twisting?
No, I just put some music up under us. That's all.
Okay. I thought you were all right.
It sounded like Snoop Dogg was about to roll in there and was about to smoke. Willie Nelson was about to join the party.
I'm about to light some incense here and partake with you. No, okay. So how come Eric Bieniemy hasn't been offered the job yet?
There's something in his past. That's the only thing I can say.
I
can answer that question for you. Brian Flores is fighting for it right now.
Was he just born?
No, but here's the thing.
That's his past. He was just born.
No, I read there was some heavy domestic violence shit that went down in his college days.
I'm pretty sure some head coach is grabbed his wife by the neck.
I guarantee
in the last 20 years.
I bet you anything. Yes, I'm saying that's the only way I can truthfully answer this, because I have no other explanation. Because if you look at it, other black, have you noticed that other black coordinators at least get job offers? Or
I'm laughing at Wall's music, bro. That's something.
I guarantee there's gonna be smoke coming up from the back.
I've actually quit smoking.
Like Scary Movie.
Yes. Yeah. Shorty in his lungs. Yeah. He's like, you want to hit in this?
What's up, son?
No, what was it? Have you noticed that other black offensive coordinators or quarterback coaches, they get interviews though? How come he doesn't get an interview? there's something going on there, right?
I don't know.
He's probably figured out, like I said. So the thing is that actually that's NWA always in something playing in the background.
That's right.
But he's probably figured out like everybody else. I might as well stay where I'm at. I don't want to go somewhere and get fired in 1 year and be out of a job.
But he's never offered anything. That's weird.
I know, but he probably thinks in his head, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. I'm content. I know. I see what happened to other guys when they leave.
Now I saw Billy say this about this on something that he thinks is because he's not that great. That's just Billy saying that, but he brings up the fact that why did the Chiefs go for it on do that weird play call down 2nd and goal when they trying to run it in when they could have passed the ball or whatever. But there were a lot of weird play calls and maybe saying he's overrated. But I don't know. I think Eric bFb is actually one of the smartest offensive minds we have in the game. I mean, he helped turn Patrick Mahomes into what he is today. So
so is Andy Reid though. Like Andy Reid's also offensive. I'm sure Cowboys Nation has seen a lot of him in the last like 20 or 30 years.
He made Donovan McNabb a prominent Pro Bowler in that era.
Maybe even a future Hall of Famer. Yeah. So with those two, and the reason why I bring him up because the media hype is not really surrounding him like it should. Even you didn't even bring him up when it was when we were talking about, the offensive coordinators. If Kellen leaves, what are we going to do? Because, again, I said again, if Jerry wants him here, he's going to be here. And the media's not bringing him up here. So Jerry's not really listening to it. Jerry's not really even thinking, even being proactive in going, hey, well, the Chiefs got to, the Chiefs have a dude. And I mean, they're content with the guys they have. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that makes sense, they're content with the guys that they actually have, and there's not anybody else out there for them because they don't want any outsiders. They want their guys.
That might be it. But you look at, there's somebody should do like an investigation, like a 30 for 30 on why he hasn't been able to get any kind of offers or even an interview, because Brian Flores is going off and talking about this, and he has a legitimate case. There's no doubt about it. But at least Brian Flores was head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Mike Tomlin was the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You've had black coaches be head coaches before in this league. Why is it bFb hasn't been offered anything? You would think that you would even bring him in just to be a Rooney Rule guy, right? But nobody's even approached it. It's a weird situation.
You say bring him in to be a Rooney Rule thing like that's a thing. That's what.
No. Yeah, I know. I understand that. I'm saying in the past, since bFb's been a big name, you would think somebody would just put him on an interview list to say, "Hey, let's come in." But that hasn't happened at all. It's like he has been just stuck in Kansas City, and that's all he's ever going to be, and nobody wants to touch him.
I think I don't. But you don't hear him going out for any more interviews himself, though.
Well, somebody has to invite you for an interview. You can't just go on your own.
I mean, but you don't even still like, okay, but even the ones like Kellen Moore, you heard he was arranging to go.
But they've offered him. The teams contact his agents. It's the teams that want to do the interviews. You can't just say, hey, you got an opening. It's not like you're going to go apply at Jack in the Box. You can't just say, hey, let me go. No, they have to call you. And yet nobody calls Eric. Eric bFb sitting there looking around
he probably does get called. His agent probably tell him, "No, we're not interested."
Well, then that's a very no. I don't think that's the case, because he would have at least came up once or twice in the media and said, "Hey,
there you go again." Just because it wasn't reported, that don't mean it didn't happen.
No, I'm saying from Eric's mouth, he would have came up and said something about it.
When do you ever hear from the offensive coordinator saying, "Yeah, I got this job, I got that
even
job"?
Andy Reid has to come up and defend him. He goes, "No, I don't call plays. That's Eric. Eric does all the play calling. He's all about the offense."
Okay, well, here goes the thing. Here, look at this. Now, here goes again. Why would he leave Kansas City to go coach Jacksonville, the Giants?
You keep bringing this up, and I don't get your thing with that. Do you really think being a coordinator all your life is like what these coaches want?
It's not about being a coordinator. It's about coordinating until you get the right job. They're not going to leave just to go coach Jacksonville. I keep trying to tell you that.
But Walt, every coordinator wants the head coaching job.
Okay,
they will leave anyway.
Maybe he doesn't. I told you. You have to understand for us as black men, we understand where our bread is buttered at.
Well, that's cool.
He doesn't. He knows his leash, how long his leash is. He sees what's going on. He ain't stupid. He watches. He sees how other black men get done in this league.
So you gotta put this comment right here.
What's that? Like Tobias should go up to Jack in the Box and be like, "Yeah, I work here." Okay, so apparently he has some Eagles issues in the past. Maybe nobody wants to jump. They should, but maybe they won't. Who knows?
It's a good song.
You know what's funny? Walt with the music is playing, but you go watch watching his shot, and it looks like he's just pure relaxing.
Serious.
I'm over here drinking for the culture right now.
I'm drinking to stay warm. So
that's okay. There are other things you can do to stay warm too.
I will do that later.
There we go. All right, okay, so wrapping up Pablo's conversation, how confident are you in the offseason? Because the biggest news was Steven said, we'll try to look for some players if it fits in our budget. Because he don't seem like he wants. I think Steven, I think Jerry told Steven your inheritance has been limited. So he's been very cheap lately, and he's going to be cheaper this offseason. Do you think we should be worried about what's going on in the offseason?
Okay, I'm gonna say this. You just saw the Rams push all their chips to the table. You need to do the same thing. It's time. Jerry keeps trying to say he don't have much time. He don't have much time on this earth.
Wait, hold on. What about you?
Talent-wise, you are.
Yeah.
Are we? Okay. So how many pieces are we aware? Because look, I'm with you if it works. The Rams thing is a huge gamble, but if it works, it works. If they lose this Sunday to Cincinnati, then everyone's gonna be like, "You're idiots."
No.
Yeah, they will.
You still got there. Still got there.
No.
You're there.
Oh, time out. That's cool for us because we haven't been there in like 15 years or 30 years.
26.
26.
Okay, hold on. The Rams pushed their chips to the table in 2017 and went, and they pushed their chips again.
And it was a failure. Hold on. It was a failure in 2017, though.
Everyone
said that.
It
was.
They played Tom Brady.
They were the offensive gurus, and they got shut down. Tom Brady didn't shut them down. Patriots defense shut them down.
All right, so that's the media coming at you right now.
Yeah,
I smell the media. I smell the media in your polls.
Did you watch that game? It was 13-9. So you tell me what?
Which game?
Rams Patriots Super Bowl.
Okay, no, but did they get there?
Okay, yeah, they got there, and then they got
and then this year, did they get there?
They did.
All right, so
wasn't the point about winning? I thought the point was winning the championship.
No. Okay. No. Wait. You're winning. So mortgage your future on winning. The Rams are winning.
But
understand that.
But Tobash. The point is when you're mortgaging your future, listen, if you were to do it the Cowboys way, where you did it, or if you were the Patriots way of sustainably just building good teams and stuff through the draft and all that, you can go to multiple Super Bowls and try to win them, right? Because you're sustainable in the future. But if you're mortgaging it all if you're putting all in, right? That's what they're doing in terms of poker, right? They're going all in. If you lose, you go home empty-handed. They're telling you get the fuck out of the casino now.
First of all, the Super Bowl is
the dumbest thing you've ever said in radio.
How is that the dumbest thing? In poker, do not put it all in. If you lose, you lose. You're out. You're done. You go home.
Okay, but when you put it all in for what? To win, right?
To win. I said if they lose on Sunday,
the Cowboys need to put it all you put it all in to attempt to win. Is what you do when you put it all in. I know that,
but it's a very risky situation. That's all I'm saying.
It is, but it's against the Super Bowl.
They put their money all in, push right to the middle of the table, right? The Super Bowl is in their own backyard. They already have talent. They got rid of a quarterback to get another quarterback who hadn't done shit his whole career. Yeah. They have a good head coach. I say good head coach because without talent, he's done a good head coach. We've seen it. I've blasted his ass for the last 3 years because of that. You do that stuff to get here. These 2 weeks right here, so much fun, bro, because like you're in the Super Bowl. That's where you want to be. This franchise doesn't understand that part. I've been trying to tell y'all about 26 years, bro. I was 15. I was 15 when it happened. I'm 41 now. I'm tired of this whole thing. And I'm actually tired of people like that going, hey, you know what? Well, protect your draft picks. Protect this, protect that. I'm not saying do dumb shit with your draft picks. But if you push the right buttons, go get the right quarterback, the right receiver, the right defensive tackle, the right cornerback, and you make those right moves. I mean, if you ask me, the Rams did both though. The Rams did both. They went into free agency and pretty much got good. They drafted also.
The guys they drafted too.
The Rams are pretty much the 2011 Dallas Mavericks, dog. Understand what I'm talking about. They got the right coach. They got the right they got the right homegrown dudes. Like they're pretty much a whole mess of good players. So yes, I will be rooting for the Rams because of Matt Stafford, because of the coach, because of the receiver, whoever else. But they did it right. I think that all franchises should do the same thing and go all in.
No, that's fine. If you know, but I'm for all going for it. If you like what you said though, doing it the right way though. I don't trust this team to do it the right way because they've never done it before, and they kind of suck at doing that. We're not far. We still got to rework this offensive line and make key decisions on both sides of the ball. If the defense can turn around in a year, they can figure out to get to the Super Bowl next year.
Okay,
here's the problem with this.
Hold on. I'm gonna speak to that real quick because see, Jerry told the story the other day on the radio when he said, if you see something is wrong in week 1, don't wait till week 9 or 10. And when I said that last week, I said, Jerry's basically telling you, I went to Kellen Moore and I went to Mike McCarthy and I told them they need to fix this offensive line and they didn't. That's where he's pissed off about.
If I'm Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore, I go back to him and be like, why didn't you draft better, or why didn't you address this in the draft?
Because now they're gonna come in.
It's a personnel issue. It's not a fixed issue.
Okay, then they come to him and say
bad players.
And then they come to him. Okay, well here's how it goes. They come to him and say, well, we didn't do anything in the trade deadline. We didn't make any moves.
Yeah.
And then Jerry's gonna come and say, well, you didn't come to me and tell me I need you. You told me we can fix all that in the off season.
Well, then I'm going to tell both of them.
Get your ass out of here. Get out of here. Motherfucker fired. Get out.
I can't tell Jerry that. But I'm
talking about that's what Jerry should tell both.
No. I would tell both Jerry and Mike and Kellen. I was like, why the fuck have you not talked about this in the offseason? There's a long-ass offseason that you guys could have figured this out, and y'all are waiting until week 10 of the season to air this out. That's the problem. And there's the thing. He mentioned that. Like, there's a lot of things. I don't think we're 1 or 2 pieces away. We're not. You got a huge offensive line problem. You got still a linebacker problem. You got a safety issue. You don't know if you're going to bring back those guys. So I don't know. Are we really 1 or 2 moves away from doing what the Rams?
Well, you got to do but the Rams traded. The Rams make trades, and the Rams get themselves in get people in free agency. The Cowboys don't want to do. The Cowboys don't want to give them free agency, and they got to start doing it.
Bro, they be acting so afraid to me. I've seen a lot of stuff where I'm going, okay, so cool. Take this. Do you remember the year that they went and got Mike Vanderjagt?
Yep.
Yeah.
Adam Vinatieri was available. Do you remember the year they went and got Roy Williams?
The receiver.
Yeah. Anquan Bolden was available. Like, they don't make the right moves. And here I am screaming at the house going, go get this person. Go get this dude. Go get him. Go get him. But they never really do. And then they go get the dude that they're more comfortable with, that's more media friendly, that's, he's going to get along with everybody. He doesn't have any issues with it. But yeah, in 2008, they went and got Pac-Man Jones. You're going to get these dudes who will give you, a certain amount of plays. Pac-Man Jones was a good acquisition. Carol Owens was a good acquisition. But they really didn't pan out to anything. And, whenever you go do that, like that type of stuff. You also have to have the pieces in place to support that kind of stuff. That's what they don't understand. So if you don't get Aaron Donald in free agency, have your Parsons, your D Laws intact already. They don't. So they go, let's go get the piece that will pretty much, when they come in, overwhelm that position. So when T.O. gets in, he's the bigger influence out of all those receivers you got. Even though you did need him, he's the bigger influence out of all of them. So when T.O. comes in, his personality reigns well over everybody. So it doesn't make sense to have T.O. if you don't have a bigger player that can tell T.O. or kick T.O.'s ass at any given moment. And that's the frustrating part to me. Because,
you know what I love? I was going to say this. I love what the Rams did, especially this offseason, this season, in season. They made two opportunities. First of all, Von Miller. They didn't need to go get Von Miller. They did. And they said, look, Denver is looking for a rebuild. Von Miller, we can get whatever we can offer. They just threw 1 or 2 draft picks at him. Like, come on, let's go. And Denver's like, cool, we're kind of rebuilding. Let's do it. And they made it. And now Von Miller is part of a vaunted pass rush they have that's going to but probably terrorize the Bengals offensive line in the Super Bowl.
Second let me stop you. So they pretty much did what the Broncos did when they got DeMarcus Ware from the Cowboys.
Right. And won the Super Bowl.
The same exact fucking thing. Like DeMarcus Ware was old, and then they went and paired him up with Von Miller. And so now the shoe fits. It goes, hey, here's Von Miller. Pair him up with 99, and then let's go make magic happen. That's what I'm talking about. We're back to
they went and started Eric Weddle as soon as the playoffs started.
That was crazy. Like and that's what kind of GM and I like. I like if it fits. Now, I'm not saying go get random people. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, hey, do your due diligence, okay? Have your pro player personnel people who should be constantly scouted and, hey, be on the constant lookout. Like, hey, because what do they always tell us? Football is a 365-day year acquisition. They're always looking. It's a 365-day business. So go find who you need, and it works. Make it work. Odell Beckham Jr., you didn't need him at the time. You didn't. Guess what?
Yeah,
No. I'm saying for the Rams. The Rams did.
They didn't need him. Because all they had was Cooper Kupp. That's all they had.
Before that, they had Robert Woods. Remember when he
was good? Woods
got hurt.
No, he got hurt after Odell Beckham got there.
Oh, no, he got hurt before.
Kupp got hurt last.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody got hurt is why they made the move.
Because remember when he got to the Rams, everyone was like, "Oh, super team, 3 top receivers. Who's going to stop it?" And then the next week, Robert Woods tore his ACL.
Right.
So
it was the perfect move. But guess what though? They put themselves in a position to be able to make that move though.
Exactly, and that's one reason why I don't. One thing about Steven that really just irritates me is because they never ever look at the trade deadline and say, "Yeah, we're good" or whatever. We're just good with our team. I'm like, no.
Wait a minute, you were palming for Steven. Remember, Steven's your guy. Steven's doing everything right.
Because Steven at one point was doing what I wanted him to do was to go away from the stupid Jerry mistakes. I was fine with the old. I don't like old Jerry mistakes.
You fell in love with him after he cut T.O. and you thought, "Oh yeah, I love Steven. Steven's a guy. He cut T.O. So he's doing things around there." And I told you, Jerry Jones has the final say so on everything around here. I don't know what it's going to take for you to get that through your head.
No. Because Steven's still running the show because there's a reason why Mike McCarthy's still head coach.
Okay. And well, I tell you what Jerry told Steven. He got one more time. Let his ass not get the Super Bowl, and we'll see who. We'll see what he do.
I want? I want a balance between old Jerry and Steven. Old Steven, okay? I don't want him to go crazy, spinning like crazy, like going crazy, spinning on anything that walks. But I also don't want him to be too conservative. I want balance in the middle, a best of both worlds.
Well, he did. Okay? Remember, yeah, he spent money on your boy Tony Romo. He gave Tony Romo a lot of money.
No, that was nice.
A lot of money.
That was nice. Candace appreciated it, I'm sure.
They've been too conservative for my blood lately.
They haven't. They went way on the other end. Again, Jerry was no, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying originally Jerry was like super he was like one of my people going spending crazy. Those Arabs, they all spend like the sheiks. They go crazy spending, buying boats and everything. Jerry was like that with players. And then Steven came along and was like,
Well, now here's my thing, Vosh, that I'm worried about too with that. What I'm scared about with that. So, Jerry pays attention to everything. So now if Matthew Stafford wins the Super Bowl, that's going to be the second QB that changed teams. And in the first year, they went to the Super Bowl. So you don't want Jerry to start getting that idea like, wait a minute. And they traded that young guy and they went to the Super Bowl the next year. You don't want them to start getting them ideas. Uh-oh.
You pissed them off.
It's not gonna hop right back on.
Yeah, probably. You know what? You make a good point. And is it kind of crazy that it's so similar with Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady? Not with the fact that they're the same player, but they did go switch teams, and they're both playing in the Super Bowl as a home team. And they
right. And that's in 1 year. In 1 year's time, they didn't have to wait around. You don't want Jerry to start taking.
Here's the thing with both teams. Both Tampa and both LA had very stacked teams. Tampa, people forget, was very stacked. He just had a terrible quarterback in Jameis Winston, and he held them back.
Right, and then they moved on, from Jameis and got break. Just like, but you gotta look at it too. Now, the Rams got rid of their quarterback that they paid big money to and gave him to Detroit, and then they got that quarterback, and now they on their way to Super Bowl.
Whoa, time out. What are you trying to say?
I'm saying you don't want Jerry to pay attention to that and get any ideas after this season if it don't work right, because Jerry can look at that and say, and you know what, Kendrick brought up a good point too the other day. Right now, the Cowboys really have no excuse now of not getting to the Super Bowl because Brady's gone. Rodgers is about to be gone. Other than the only quarterbacks you got to contend with are what?
Russell
Wilson, maybe Kyler Murray.
Well, no, Kyler Murray for sure. You still had to. I mean,
that's what
right
now, I'm just saying those are the only two quarterbacks that stand in your way.
No, there's no doubt about it. The quarterback power structure has moved to the AFC. Because
Right.
Look, you have Justin Herbert. You have who's Aaron Rodgers if he goes there. You got who's in the you got Joe Burrow. I mean, and then you have who else is in it?
Herbert's over in the AFC.
Yeah, the AFC is the quarterback. I know
Josh
Patrick
Allen.
Mahomes. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Oh, there you go.
No,
we thought
I was just bringing
Walt offended you. Did Walt offend you?
Nah, man. I was. Nah, man. You good.
No, so I was bringing up the point that you don't want Jerry to, after this season, to get the idea and notice that in the past 2 years, two quarterbacks changed teams and they went to the Super Bowl instantly. And I was just saying, really, at this point, the Cowboys have no excuse because all the quarterbacks with Brady gone, Rodgers heading to the AFC, there's no quarterback standing in the Cowboys' way except maybe Russell Wilson and maybe Kyler Murray. That's it.
Rodgers going where?
AFC.
Why?
To the Broncos.
He's going to go to the Broncos.
That's breaking news.
His coordinator just went over. His coordinator just went over to the Broncos to be the head coach.
And everybody's the insiders are speculating. You know, that's the reason.
Interesting.
Why.
Right.
So that's why
he got the job.
That's why Dan Quinn didn't get the job. Is because Hackett was like, I got this guy, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. I can bring to Denver.
I'll bring him. He's gonna go wherever I go. I'm gonna bring him to you.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So let's call the NFC wide open.
Wide open.
Right. Do we really think that this team will get it together and have a chance to do whatever they got to do?
I mean, there's nobody standing in the way, Vosh. Nobody except
we say that year after year, Walt.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, but Brady's gone. Rodgers is gone. Those are the two. Rodgers especially was the one person that kept you out of the playoffs. Anyway.
Are we acting like Stafford's going to retire next year?
Or Russell Wilson?
I'm sorry. I forgot you got Stafford too. You still got.
And then I mean, he's about to play the Super Bowl. And we're just like
Kyler Murray.
That's what I'm saying. You got Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson. And I forgot about Matt Stafford. That's it.
The NFC's not, but it's not wide open.
And guess what? What about your cousins? But those three quarterbacks play in the same division, so they're gonna cancel each other out.
Well, let me ask you a question. What about your cousins?
Oh no, it's over with for him. It's over with.
Okay.
He's got the best contract.
Well, he is getting back his weapons next year. So, but whatever.
They're getting a brand new head coach.
And then what?
So that's gonna knock them off about another year or two.
How?
Walt has this weird thing where if you're a new head coach, you don't do good in your first season for some reason.
You don't.
I don't get it. I mean, listen. We've seen what happens year in and year out. The NFL changes year in and year out. Every single week there's a new champion, bro.
Kinfo Cousins, when the new coach get there, he getting up out of there. He's not gonna be the head coach of the Vikings too much longer. The new coach is new coaching, new players.
I don't know about that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say is I don't think the NFC is wide open, but I think it's become less daunting now that you don't have Rodgers there, kind of always in the way. That helps out a little bit, but going forward, I mean, Tobosh made the best point. Who cares? It's our own internal problems that we can't get over. It's the Cowboys' own problems. They can't get out of their own fucking head. We were the best. Honestly, we were the best team in the NFC this year. I really think we were. It's just we couldn't get out of our own head. We couldn't not get out of it. The offense should have been the best offense in the NFC.
And your coordinator was trying to get a job.
But even before the job thing, the last 6 weeks, what did Dak Stat told us? He goes, he saw that there wasn't a killer instinct on offense halfway through the season, even going all the way back into week one. There's problems there, man, and we need to fix those before we act like, oh, it's the other teams that's the issue.
There's a lot. There's a lot to pretty much overcome when it comes to us, and I don't see us dominating or doing whatever. Okay, so which is why I say the 49ers are a grimy team versus the Cowboys being a finesse team 2 weeks ago. Like on paper, it looks good. On paper, it looks really, really well. There will be a team year in and year out that's going to out-grime you, that's going to out-nasty you, that's going to outwork you than just the Cowboys. Because we glorify this program and this franchise. I mean, that's our deal. We're fans. That's what we do. But we put this team on a pedestal that even they can't overcome. And so unfairly to them, we put them out there like that. We are the manufacturers of making these dudes a finesse football team. The Eagles, Washington, San Fran, their franchises are like, you know what? We just like the Eagles just won a championship 2 years ago.
Yep.
But their fans call Cataldi every single Monday crying, literally crying whenever they lose a football game. It doesn't happen here. We baby this football team. We baby them year in and year out, dog. And I'm trying to get y'all to understand that part. We shouldn't do that. The media, y'all, EA, you and your friends,
13-10. 13-10.
I want you to get paid to do this stuff. We baby him, and so what happens is, I must keep my white Cowboys jersey fly, whatever. And then which helmets are they going to wear next week? I like them in the color rush. I like this, I like that. AT&T Stadium, the roof must be open this week because it's 72 in Dallas.
Yeah, no, obviously you've been listening to the flagship because we don't do that there.
We must have a culture, bro, that's tough on this football team that gives the Joneses family enough pressure to where they go, you know what? Fuck it, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being a family. Let's go dominate the football league. But they don't want to do that, dog. And y'all have to understand, not just you two, but fans, bro. Y'all have to understand that pressure bursts pipes. And we don't apply enough of it. So
I agree.
Everybody's going to be really, really status quo year in and year out. I'm tired of saying 20. I'm tired of saying 25. I'm tired of saying 22. Right now I'm at 26. Next year's going to be 27, 28, until we get to 30, and then 32. What are we going to do? except say the same exact thing. Me and Zeke's mom are going to be like drinking drinks at the bar, getting drunk as hell, and saying 32, 33, 34, 35, bro, because right now it's too stagnant, dog, and we got to shake things up. It comes from the media, it comes from the fans, and ultimately, hopefully, it will get to the Joneses. But until then, here we are at 26.
Revolution, Tovash. He's our leader.
I can't think of a better way to end the show than off that right there.
That's right. I mean, I have nothing to say because it's pretty much its truth. You know, you need to put pressure on this team where it's not going to happen. And by the way, it doesn't help next year. You do face both Super Bowl participants. Both the Rams and the Bengals will be facing your Dallas Cowboys. So there you go.
Two L's already. Here we go. Let's go.
Well, EA, we know next year we won't be having to say, well, we need to get first place so we can not have to go to Lambeau and play Green Bay.
We're going. By the way, we are going to Green Bay this year too. But
I'm just saying, you don't have to worry about trying to avoid Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs anymore because he probably won't be here anymore.
Yeah,
I know how much
I'm sure.
That didn't matter anyway.
I'm sure they'll still be good at some point.
Jordan Love is going to somehow beat our ass.
Some team out there is going to be good enough to whoop your ass. Atlanta, Seattle, LA, San Fran. I mean, there's still enough teams to pretty much be.
You know what else? You know what else too? You know what else too? I think Devontae Adams is leaving Green Bay too, from my understanding.
Well, yeah, that's his boy Rodgers. He ain't.
Yeah, so they both might end up in.
Well, he costs too much. He costs too much.
Well, right now I'm going to tell you right this. Maybe Cincinnati go to a Super Bowl will get Jerry because Mike Brown is the worst owner in all of the NFL. He's worse than Jerry. Their city hates him. He's one of the cheapest owners. If he somehow gets to the Super Bowl and wins the championship before Jerry, that might wake Jerry up. Who knows?
That's going to weigh more on Jerry because now that we can't run the football line, ain't going. Offensive line is the reason why we couldn't run the football line. Definitely ain't gonna fly with Jerry because that offensive line is terrible over there, and they still found a way to get Joe Mixon to run the football.
And they got Joe Burrow like this. Whoop. Thank you, Jamar Chase.
EA, can you tell the people where they can find you at?
Yeah, you can follow me at EA Sports DFW, and of course, not right now, but when it's a little warmer, you can find me on these streets. And
you outside, EA?
You in the streets?
You outside, EA?
Always in the streets, but not tonight. It's too cold. I'll warm myself up tonight.
Ew.
You can also follow me on my Instagram at Iazad60. Ladies, check me out.
Well, we know you won't be needing them to keep you warm tonight.
Ew.
Mosky,
at Tovash 10, the Tovash Hatcher on Instagram, and then this weekend on the grind, I think I will be at the game tomorrow.
See tomorrow night
and on Sunday. I'm
definitely going on Sunday. I'm definitely going on Sunday. Tomorrow night still might be up in the air
if I get permission.
Oh.
Hey, listen, man. They say the street's supposed to be worse tomorrow, though.
No, it's warming up tomorrow.
I know, but they saying whatever's out there is gonna re-ice over by
the morning. But I guarantee you by like 1 or 2 o'clock, the sun's gonna melt that shit.
Wait, real quick, Walt. Sorry. So if you're out there, if you work for TxDOT or NTTA, and if you get in one of those trucks, please just make sure the truck is on the streets right now, but you got to have salt in them, okay? Because salt melts ice. Scientifically, y'all don't understand that, Texas.
They put sand down.
Because y'all are giving us nothing but sand, and I don't get it, but we will risk a few potholes if you keep my car from crashing to another person's car during this whole snowstorm or whatever. But like, understand that we must transport if we're going to be people in a big ass metropolis, because every other city seems to function with snow except this one.
Yeah, it sucks out there, but I'm staying warm, so
We know you sounds like you got a little extra help tonight with just.
I know you guys took it the wrong way.
Hey, what other way are we supposed to take it, brother? I don't know what other way we're supposed to take that one.
Just saying.
Yeah, because Pamela Anderson is right in your living room.
Yeah. You can follow me at FrontRunner88 on Twitter. You can follow me, Walt Chisholm, on Facebook. You can follow the show It Is Business on Twitter. It Is Business DFW on Facebook, and of course for the gram, best.for.business.dfw. But most importantly, EA, what should they do?
Go to our YouTube channel, bFbdfw, and subscribe and like. And all I got to say is, hey, if it works, guys, right?
Okay. That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
I'll see you guys around.
You can see me. You can see me tomorrow night on me and Kendrick will do the Mavs post game show. Maybe not in the AAC. Don't know yet. Have to see what the streets look like. But I'll have to call the head of the Vox and be like, man, what the streets look like down there. How cold is it out there? Because that's another reason why I don't want to go, because it's too damn cold.
Go take the dart. Go take the dart.
I wish I would take the dart on the way home. That's when people get jumped and beat up at that time of night.
I've taken the dart from games.
Hey, listen, man. I still can throw them things, but I'm old now.
All right, guys.
I hear they jump on that when you take the dart. I like AAC late night, and that's a 9:00 game tomorrow night.
Listen, I've done it before. I take the TRE home. I've done it before. It's not that bad.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that game got flexed to 9:00, so it would be like 11 or 12 when I even left the arena anyway, which is not a good hour to ride.
Yeah, it's a late game.
So yeah, and then hopefully we'll be back in studio next week, just because we won't have this terrible weather out here come next week. So
it'll be fun. Next week will be sunshine, 80 degrees, guaranteed it.
Yeah, no lie. Matter of fact, watch Sunday be like 60.
Oh, it's gonna look.
I'll take it.
Yeah, Sunday's gonna be like 60. Sunday or Monday's gonna be like 60 degrees. But yeah, so we'll be back next week, and we'll be back with the Mavericks postgame show Friday and Sunday. So keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the stars. Always do what's best for business, and if we don't see you around, then we'll see you around sometime this weekend.